welcome back everyone. It's time. Paperrex versus EDG. I know every single one of you at home and in this arena right now are
Halo
very
guys,
excited for this matchup.
selamat pagi semua. Good morning everyone. Hari ini kita ini sekocok. Good morning everyone. Scam. Nggak scam, cok. Gue nggak bisa tidur, cok. Gue cuma tidur sebentar, guys. Nggak bisa tidur. Gue saran pengen tidur.
Rematch, but if anything with something now, so it kind of should go maybe a little bit more in favor of Paperrex.
Bisa tidur anjir gue, cok.
Oh, but before we dive into that, I want to show you guys a little back and forth that occurred in the post-match interviews yesterday between Forsaken, Kangkang and me, actually, funny enough. So check this out.
Gila, morning person nggak mau gimana?
I think we are good at any playstyle, but just I think if you guys want to counter me, you guys have to like diff our aim, I guess. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, if you guys win our aim, I think definitely we will lose.
我不赞成，其实也还好吧，相比他们刚，我觉得是。
Lumayan pagi bang, karena Paperrex mainnya jam segini guys.
我的5个队友都是超人。
Tidur sambil nobar aja yuk. Morning person banget, tapi gue sebenarnya morning personnya gimana ya? Bilang morning person enggak sih, soalnya gue belum tidur.
事不过三，这一次 I will show it.
In terms of aiming, I definitely will stand a chance to win against
Belum masih itu bang, hidup dong.
There's a saying in Chinese that never repeat the mistakes for over twice. So this time I'll show it. I'll show to Paperrex that we can do it.
I love Kangkang. Enggak. I love Paperrex, guys. I love Paperrex.
Forsaken believes in order to counter Paperrex, you just got to out-aim them. And Kangkang, they're saying that they have 5 players on their team that could all do that, Mitch. Would you agree with that?
Cijas nggak bareng kah? Nggak tahu Cijas. Aku belum nggak bareng bolanya sih dia live apa enggak? Enggak deh. Akunya tidur guys.
You think they can out-aim them consistently every time?
It's also the worst advice ever. Like, oh yeah, to beat us, just out-aim us. Wink, wink. Like, you're not gonna try that. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Like,
udah tidur bang, baru tidur sebentar aja guys. Nggak bisa tidur gue. Gue tadi pengen tidur lama, pengen tidur 6 jam cuma nggak bisa.
Because with something here, you've heard him talk about it, you've heard Alex talk about it. It frees him up, Tom, when it comes to the agent pool.
Yeah, no, the thing I love about Forsaken is that he basically.
Kira-kira mapnya apa guys ya? Pagi bang, pagi Davin.
I think he's played 7 different agents, like basically just been filling.
Itu kemarin happy ending EDG menang cok. Kalau EDG kalah pusing juga ya kemarin tuh.
Playing the duelist role, but now he's gone back to basically just playing whatever they need, and that's the only reason this team works, because otherwise it would completely fall apart.
Literally, if you look at that graphic.
Kamu sudah mandi bang? Sudah dong. Kemarin.
He has literally been covering everything.
Yeah,
pagi Cio tersayang, pagi Rex.
Flex players, especially when they come off duelists, there's a period where they don't look so hot, but Mitch Forsaken, everything he touches just turns into gold.
I mean, that's been the case for a long time now, though. I don't think there's ever been a moment where we looked at Forsaken and saw him slacking. It's just a consistent demon.
Yeah.
Cijas mana bang yo? Nggak tahu guys. Live nggak sih dia? Bisa di story dulu kalau live kan.
Standing by with Mimi right now, so let's send it over to her.
Paperrex on the way in here for their match against EDG. And Jing, I'd like to grab you for a quick question, please. You have said in interviews that the best way to beat Paperrex is to out-aim you guys. People have been saying that Kangkang is the best opper in Valorant. Is his aim good enough to beat you?
I think it definitely is, because he's their star player, but hopefully we'll be able to shut him down today.
Well, best of luck in the matchup. Thank you, Jing.
Too nice. He's
Ih, lucu banget bonekanya Djaja.
Yeah, Kangkang is good enough to beat us.
He does it in the server though. That's the thing. Like,
Cijas live di Twitch mana ada.
Outside the game, like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna. And then he'll do the nastiest things you've ever seen.
Kalau nggak live berarti dia tidur nih anjay. Cijas tidur nih kalau nggak live nih dia nih.
Because when they played against Giants, Tom, they both push each other. I feel like to the limits, and a lot of what actually ended up happening was just a crazy amount of multi-kills.
Okay, if you weren't on the edge of your seat when watching this game, then I don't know, you had your eyes closed or something, because these were some of the most ridiculous sort of clutch plays you've ever seen. Like, nobody could face off against nobody. Like, he was truly unbelievable, making it close even in matches and rounds that looked done. I feel like Giants
gila nih nobody bro, ngeri banget bro.
This guy for the next few months, like waking up in a cold sweat because he just didn't seem to miss.
Oh beneran di Twitch dia? Kenapa dia?
Yeah.
He kind of good.
Tumben dia ke Twitch, ngapain? Gara-gara ini kah? Beneran nih Twitch guys.
Of EDG yesterday.
That's interesting to hear because I think he was definitely the name that came out of our minds. But when I was looking back at all the stats, he's like
emang di Twitch enak ya, bukannya Twitch agak susah ya.
in the tournament so far. Nobody, that is. So it's not surprising that like when you look deeper into the team,
deg-degan guys.
definitely be the round to round hero.
Barcu Davai orang Malaysia ya, betul sekali. Davai orang Malaysia.
I feel like we could just sit here forever and just watch.
Oh yeah.
This is just his entire.
Nobody had 4Ks throughout.
Ini seru sih guys. Si something melawan si ini seru sih guys pasti guys.
Crazy, but the thing is we gotta mention it is a rematch. Kankan was talking about revenge. Obviously, they lost to Paperrex at Tokyo, and that was the CGRS, Tom. They lost.
Why are you saying that like it's a bad thing? The goat gecko, you're saying?
Without something.
Yeah, something's pretty good, but you know, he can't play gecko, can he?
I mean, is that a challenge? I reckon he probably.
Yes, actually, he could play breach, so maybe he will make it.
The point I was getting at is that it's gonna be harder this time.
Gue tuh ngantuknya jam segini guys. Tadi tuh gue kan pulang ke rumah nyampe rumah itu jam 11 ya. Jam 11 kalau nggak salah guys ya. Jam 11 gue nyampe rumah. 11 malam, jam 10-an tadi pengen tidur. Kayak jam 11 tadi gue tidur sampai jam setengah 2. Setengah 2 gue tadi udah bangun. Mau tidur lagi kayak merem-merem doang, nonton Valorant merem sampai sekarang.
Haodong, a quick question for you. You got beaten at Tokyo by Paperrex. What did you as an IGL learn from that matchup that you'll bring to your game today?
首先，因为其实你们在 Paperrex 在东京相遇的时候，你们是被他们
lemah lu bang, nggak lemah sih, gue sih ngantuk sih, belum sih, nggak yang ngantuk banget gitu loh, tapi kayak badannya merasa nggak cukup tidur aja.
学到了主要是在我们优势的时候稳住大家心态吧，因为上一次打之后我们在巨大优势的领先情况下被翻盘嘛，然后就学到了让大家在比赛的时候有优势的时候稳住心态。
I think it's mainly because about the mentality thing. Try to stay focused and calm when, especially when we're not.
I love Paperrex from Jawa, yang bener. Selamat pagi ya guys ya. Hari ini pada sekolah nggak kalian? Sekolah apa kerja nggak?
Big advantage. So basically learn from it and try to get more focus and more calm when we're.
Bangun pagi, gue juga belum bangun. Gue hitungannya belum tidur cukup, belum tidur full sih. Bertidur ayam guys. Halo Pen. Libur emang libur hari Jumat cok. Ngomong nggak, EDG nggak panas banget ya semuanya.
Paperrex versus EDG is a fun matchup. It might be the most fun matchup ever. So I thought we could do something fun. You like having fun, Mitch? I know you like having fun, but Tom, I'm not sure. We'll see. You let us know how fun you find this. But since we have nobody and something on the server with us, I thought we can do a little game of where is nobody or I see nobody. Make sure everybody here in the crowd and at home as well play along. I'm gonna show you guys now.
Bolos sekolah bang, aku bilang gurunya disuruh kamu. Siapa yang nyuruh?
Where is he? And I need like
apalagi sih siapa sih? Ini nobody.
Explicit directions.
I'm waiting for the crowd. Where are they going to give me a clue? Where is he? Just scream it out.
Come on, you guys. All right, we got 10 seconds. We got 10 seconds.
Bottom right.
I see nobody.
I see nobody.
Nobody is literally
where do you see nobody? I'm not sure I see nobody.
Kenapa jadi begini ya?
I think I might see something.
Something mana?
Alright, okay.
Ini nggak ada. Kapan mulanya bang? Sebentar lagi guys. Mungkin jam 7 kali mulanya guys ya. Kegiatan diliburkan tapi dukung Paperrex. Nah ini baru Raihan nih. Raihan baru GG coy.
Show me something. I don't know. Are we doing another round? Was that fun enough for you, Tom? Yeah.
Kalian mau dengerin guys. Gue udah mujok lucu banget guys.
Tom's been struggling. There he is. I found him. Oh no! Bang in the middle of the screen. Got it. Done.
Tied up now.
Easy.
Is that actually
easy? Smashed it.
Gampang banget cok, something cok. Di kiri.
That was easy.
Oh yeah. Bottom left.
Gue udah mujok lucu banget nih guys ya.
Yeah, you got him.
Kocak banget nih.
Cloud looks very happy in that one.
Cloud is ecstatic. Oh my god.
Cloud is literally how I feel right now about this series.
You're over the moon.
He's literally encapsulated it. And why not find out where we're going to be going today with the map picks? Send it over.
Oh, he's back.
Aku menjadi softtek agar ku bisa mengkokop meme. Cita-citaku menjadi softtek agar ku bisa mengkokop meme.
Band Lotus. Your band? Haven. And map
Video Instagram gitu banget ya pagi-pagi ya.
Fracture. Side on fracture. Attack. And map number 2. Pearl. Side on pearl. Attack.
Pagi-pagi begitu, Cok. Anjing.
Ascent, bind, and split.
Gue ngakaknya begitu. Fracture. Berarti Jason pakai neon dong? Enggak deh. Enggak. Iya, Jason neon.
Ascent and bind.
Your band ascent.
And ascent. So map number 3 will be bind. EDG, side on bind.
Oh, bind kencang ya EDG, Cok.
Okay, gonna run through this really quick.
Gak pernah TJS lagi, Bang. Gak tahu TJS. Dia gak pakai Wax Party atau enggak? Coba lihat sih.
Haven. Map number 1 is Fracture with Paperrex on attack. Map number 2 is Pearl with EDG on attack. Next set of bands are Split and Ascent. Decider map 3 is Bind with EDG on attack. Good? Alright, good luck to you both.
Lucu banget guys videonya, video anak kecil gitu guys. Video anak kecil gitu, lucu banget anjir. Let's go! TJS jam 8. Jam 8 udah kelar match-nya. Kocak. Anjay. Udah tidur dulu bang, sedikit tidur.
Paperrex.
Gila, Paperrex.
Playoffs is on the line here for EDG. This is for revenge, but for Paperrex, they need to prove that they are good enough to be a title contender and bring that trophy home for the first time in 3 years, Tom. That's how long these players have been together without a trophy.
Let's go!
Surely, this is their time. This is their moment.
Oh yeah, you have to hope so. Like last tournament, we gave them the benefit of the doubt. Expectations were fairly low because their streamer came through and did an incredible job. Something is that X factor. They have a few of them, but he definitely makes the biscuit.
I feel like all 10 players on stage right now, every single one of them has the X factor. But let's talk about the map vetoes we just saw. Mitch, I'm so excited. This is going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, as a matchup already, we knew that we were in for some spicy stuff. I guess the question was, what were we going to see Forsaken on today? Chances are we're going to start this one out with a Neon, and I'm not against that. I mean, this guy...
What about the something breach?
Oh. You know, that is something. That is something, let me tell you.
It's something a little bit different, yeah. It's definitely one of those matchups that I think will be quite fun to witness. Like, obviously, you're going to get the double duelists across the majority of that map for Paperrex. The 1-2 punch can be so difficult.
Tapi lagi ini sih kita kalau dari persentase gua sih guys ya. Ini kalau gua berharap sih Kangkang nggak gila banget mainnya guys. Nggak lagi nggak lagi waras gitu loh guys. Kalau lagi waras banget ngeri cuy. Kalau Kangkang lagi panas banget ngeri sih. Ngomongnya dia biasa aja gitu loh. Nobody sih. Ya sebenarnya sih oke lah jago. Cuman kemarin lagi overheat aja, kemarin lagi panas banget.
Starting this one off on Fracture and getting a win on the board could be huge for their morale, pushing forward into it. And I think a lot of that starts with just shutting down.
Terus gue berharap Paperrex, Jason, Jing, Forsaken, Jason Forsaken, Jing sama si something nyala udah cukup sih. Harusnya kalau 3/3 itu nyala udah menang. Ready score 13-8 atau 13-9.
I do still think though having that breach in for setup is going to have that high amount of value for them, and it's also a composition that other than the sort of defeats internationally, if you go back to regionally, has looked very good.
Well, let's take a look here as
Nggak sama TJS bang, nanti kalau dia live lah mungkin aku ajak. Kayak ngajakin ntar.
Yes, there has been a change. What do you guys make of this?
So it's actually just the removal of that initial duelist, so it's less of a
nggak dua duelis guys, Forsaken.
Setup for Jing. I think that's going to be quite a cool and interesting balance. Other than that though, it's
dua flasher guys ya.
Mirror matchup other than the Ray setup for the Jet, so I think it's going to be more about those individuals. And
gak neon baru lihat lagi. Aduh kok gue deg-degan ya kalau nggak dua duelis ya.
Oh yeah, that's cool. He could play. He could have gone Yoru. He's the only player where I would have been like, yeah, fine.
But looking at the form that we see Skies on, I think he's going to have a lot more ability to play that individual duel to burst out of those smokes and cause problems for his opponents. I just think about Aya in the previous series.
Also, was that Jogomo? I feel like that was actually Jogomo with the side. But it's time to jump into this match.
Save strats kah? Nggak ada save strats sih guys sekarang sih. Sekarang tuh Valorant nggak save strats doang guys. strats itu ya udah begitu-begitu doang, Cok.
Yeah, excited to get this one started here. Two mechanical prowess teams. Honestly, the powerhouse teams as well. EDG versus Paperrex. And I mean, you got heavy hitters, you got heavy aimers, man. You know it's going to be exciting. It's going to be explosive.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, especially because EDG, I think, have partially refined their style.
Sky Duelist, Bang. Itu PRX Divine, Bang. PRX Divine ya. Kayak gue ya, PRX Divine ya.
Some of the other Chinese squads in scrims.
Something main apa, Bang? Main bridge dia.
So this is going to be super interesting. We get to see the rematch.
Manasan, Bang, balikan CGRS kami, Bang ya. CGRS kan udah ini guys, apa jadi sub lagi guys. Karena something udah main guys ya. Tank Rusia kita udah main guys, tank Rusia cuy.
The change being away from the double duelist setup to much more of a mirror. So Jing is going to take on Kang to begin. However, a lot more of this might end up getting decided by the support.
Rame amat drop ya, Cok.
Nobody carrying yesterday.
Forsaken taking point. Orb being taken. Slight peek.
Nice.
Nobody brought down close to the corner. How
nice.
Going to get overwhelmed.
Nggak ngecek angle biasa.
That smoke's dropped down. Carve out a path onto the side, but it's a freebie for them. They'll be able to get the plant down. No questions asked.
Both of these teams are going to stay tight. Get those
trades. Wah, pakai jet nih kakang nih guys. Jet kakang nih, Bos.
Like we saw there.
Gue udah kakang lama sih nggak kakang jet, Cok.
That matters so much. It puts you at a player advantage once all the trades are out.
Got this high-low set up already. Mutual being held the fault line. Just about missing here. Kang, decent damage done on either side here, but massive player advantage for Paperrex. G gonna be finding themselves hard pressed to really get into
ngeri amat. Biasa aja, weh. Biasa aja, weh.
This time, isn't it?
Biasa aja, something, weh. Dua headshot langsung dar.
Paperrex have got that talent to be able to go toe to toe with EDG.
Rapi guys, rapi. Oke lah. Tapi nggak cek angle tadi guys ya, ada sedikit ya.
Pretty explosive pistol round there. I was talking about the supportive cast, and I really feel like while there's a lot of hype surrounding the clash between Jing and Kang, and add something in there as well when he's going to be on duelist, maybe even Smoggy once we get to some of the maps.
Nggak expect sih tadi ya, biasanya sih harusnya tetap expect guys. Pro player tuh emang pasti pikir tuh berdua bertiga, Cok.
Yeah, and you're seeing the supportive utility already with the fault line and the flashes exchange. They're not shying away, they're not backing away from this fight. Plenty of bodies to be waiting still close.
Tuh kan si Jing nggak ngecek lagi tuh.
Repeat of the first round, except this much. More players actually stacking towards the side here.
Nice.
Kang needs some assistance, but back towards the side.
Nice.
Chichu left alive, so
let's go.
Could have been dangerous, but no.
Di Vandal atau samping biasa guys yang selalu disandal dia round kedua. Biar bisa menang bonus round guys. Gila kalau tim Asia main cepet banget ya guys ya. Enak banget, Cok.
I really feel like this guy's the best thing that Forsaken's done for his career is stop playing Jet and Reina all the time and really broaden his horizons, become the flex player that this team needs alongside ZOWIE. They kind of swap the role around between them, and they're both.
Enak banget anjing, nanti kayak satset guys mainnya guys. Udah perang langsung lah. Di EDA perang langsung lah, nggak pakai jalan-jalan lah. Kan seger begini guys, langsungnya kayak perang headshot flash perang enak, Cok. EDG juga kayak ayo gas. Kalau EDG juga gitu guys.
So this looks like they're going to set up for a double blast back into Canteen. Something likes going into tunnel so that he has an aftershock and stun line up here. So this is to help Jing get deep into Canteen and put pressure on these players.
Laid in the back. Fault line to set it up, but it's a counterplay. Smoggy,
well done.
Immediately sends out the fault line and the aftershock, so reclaiming that space towards Canteen, but the smoke's dropped down. Nobody's still standing it straight down. He's got to help his team as well, out towards the smoke. Crossfire set up EDG are definitely winning this one out now. Well, player standing, something. It's a 1v3 now. It's made it a bit more.
Nice run.
One flash available. They know exactly where he is. You can see them just doubled up. Take the peek and the timing.
Gila ngeri banget piknya, Cok.
Immediately the precision on point.
That's one of the classic.
Tadi Jason terlalu maju sih guys.
On fracture, so they have the aftershock and stun line up for a double blast pack play. Deep into Canteen, the idea being that most of the time, teams, if they're playing the standard retake kind of setups on B, they're going to be holding towards Generator there, or deep in this position where Smoggy...
Nggak kesemok ya? Nggak disemok anjir!
So far back. You saw Smoggy using his fault line really far away to catch all
nggak disemok, Cok.
Really good awareness, and I think that's exactly what you're going to need to be able to beat Paperrex.
Oh, Dave nggak beli armor.
Go for a glass cannon Vandal. No armor on ZOWIE. He's bought the Vandal instead of going for... bulldog armor or something like that.
I think that's a bit of a taste test, honestly, of what we might be expecting with this. lot of the gunfire exchange on either side here, and again, it's really the same approach towards drop. Almost every single round in a row essentially has been going into this direction, but it's where Paperrex have found their success.
Waduh, ini nggak. Tuh main flick low anjing. Kena spray, cok.
Flash sent in deep here. A lot of damage being
Nice,
exchanged
Jing.
on either side, but finally a kill. Smoggy, who will fall. Still with this hold here, though. Can close. Flash.
Nice. Nice, hey.
Doubled up. They're gonna bring down.
Gila, masih nge-kill loh.
We're just trying to hold on to walls.
Nice.
As well, Chichu falling down. Howdong forced to save. Really, $300. Can't do much more with it with the rifle. Does he still want to make a go of it? I mean, players are weak.
Ini rapi sih serang Paperrex, gue nggak tahu apa ya. Paperrex main salah rapi banget, cok. Aduh, apaan dah?
What is that from Howdong? 3 sprayed down. How have they all lined up? Major error in terms of spacing, but is there enough time now? It's brutally ticking down. He's got to get onto it. I think he's missed it. He's missed the timing.
But he has taken all 4 players down.
Aduh, kenapa sih buang-buang duit?
Silver lining into that round itself. What on earth was that?
Dia nge-flash tapi picknya telat banget, iya, cok.
That is very reminiscent of one of the moments that we saw when EDG were playing.
Tuh, lama banget nge-picknya, anjir.
Exactly did they? I mean, every player just catching a bullet.
Tuh diomelin nggak lo, mampus. Diomelin lo.
Nobody really pausing to try and tuck in and trade.
Right here.
It hasn't done that much damage even to the economy though, especially because EDG themselves are going to get
Harusnya itu flash.
So there's another chance for Paperrex to build their back up. At some point here, EDG need to be able to counter what's happening. Paperrex are grouping 4 players up. They're playing a lot of 4-1, which is a little unusual on Fracture. Although you do see teams go for it. And they're just looking for a
Kalau gini nggak Paperrex, coy. Iya sih. Kalau nggak throwing bukan Paperrex katanya, guys ya. Kalau bahasanya, guys ya. Ini Kangkang jangan dikasih duit aja, udah nggak usah kasih OP, guys.
I mean, it's just a repeat of the prior rounds. It's very contact. Walking all the way through. Is the Seeker's going to be used to let them?
Oke, mereka main di A, main di B, mereka full B. Lah kok pada low sih? Kenapa ya? 2, 3, kenapa tuh?
Post-plan positioning isn't ideal yet. Gonna have to see Paperrex really make an active effort to clear. That's what the Trailblazer is now, following up through onto it. It's a backstab though. Occurring. Device going to be right behind them when this attempt comes through, but it's happening fast. EDG wasting time of it.
Aduh, kan mulai kan.
Lovely shot. It's that one almost instantly. Time being weighted by Device, leaving it wide open. He's moving himself onto the side here, and he's taking a fight to them with the orbital strike to buy a bit of extra time. Halls a little bit of map ever so slightly, but smoked off onto the angles. They don't know. They are really quite weak. Getting ran down by the weapons, and it's still mine for
nice.
to buy. Half on it. Not quite. Nobody to make the most of that. Amidst the border chaos, still 4-1. Paperrex getting a sounding lead.
There is some danger in a couple of these rounds.
Wah gila, Kangkang beli OP guys ya, kita lihat guys ya. Davai pintar banget, coy. Iya, nggak di kill dulu guys. Gila, Davai nggak nge-kill 1, dia maju dulu guys, dia cari info. Davai itu otaknya guys, dia tuh gila, coy. Dia cerdas banget anjir. Lu beli yang kayak dia orang banyak yang bilang ya udah aimnya oke, tapi kayak dia otaknya coy. Lu lihat aja guys, gue nge-flank begitu, ketemu orang nggak dibunuh, dilihat dulu ke depan, cari posisi, bunuh satu, bunuh lagi yang kedua. Bikin orang overthinking guys. Itu si Wifi bikin orang overthinking, coy, flanknya begitu. Berotak sengku, jadi orang bakal tetap ngeliat belakang terus sekarang, nggak bisa dia.
Usually you'll see teams exchange utility at the beginning of rounds, trying to push people away from angles, make sure that they can position and earn that exec space that they need to then burst into the site. And Paperrex are just wandering up. If they run into any kind of issues, they're so happy just being able to trade out effectively or win the duel.
Tai banget video Instagram gue toxic anjing.
Think about it, Giants when they were getting it going. Keeping an eye on the economy, right? Knowing when the ops could be purchased by Can because you know every game.
Anjing banget, emang gitu.
Well, it's a good point because Kangkang has it right now, and this is one of the first rounds where he even could.
Kakak nggak gundo, nggak asik bang.
Does this introduce a difference in pace from Paperrex? Are they going to send this one thick and fast, using tons of utility to take the space? They're over by Halls. We'll have a look.
There it is, Satchel. The stun, showstopper on top of it. Nobody's just gonna scurry
ya,
out of it.
Jelek banget anjing.
Rockets let
Udah
loose.
rotate nih.
Reinforcements have arrived. Plenty of players here ready to receive, but with the rolling thunder, they're not set up for anything. They can't hold their grounds. Can't find the shots off the stuns. Are very good. Kang let's lose the Blade Storm. He's taking a boatload of damage. To respect it and back away.
It's the same game plan, Brent. It really is. It's rinse and repeat. Just taking what Giants did against EDG and using
Ini pick siapa sih? Oh, picknya EDG ya? Texture ya?
Can have an operator. They used an ult to take halls instead of contact.
What is that?
Aduh.
An EDG really punishing the poor spacing. Bring it to the 1v1 though. Howdong, he's low. Divide, the reposition is good, but still information.
Woohoo! Clutch master, bos.
Red Bull clutch for him. He knew he had the advantage there.
Tuh,
Just hold his
Cok.
ground.
Lihat coy ya. Nggak ada Jason, nggak ada something. Davai keluar jadi maha pahlawan. Kayak ngeri anjing Paperrex, Cok. Ini 5 orang ini udah saling melengkapi banget, guys.
Great usage of space from Paperrex. The danger comes here with Jishu being able to get a spray down and Howdong flinging himself around the corner too. A little reminiscent of some of the times
What the fuck,
like you said, the spacing be an issue. But other than those big moments from individuals.
Baru beliin gue bandel, gue dibeliin guys. Gue suka banget sih kalau Paperrex tuh nyalanya tuh ganti-gantian, coy. Enak banget ngeliat mainnya, coy. Kayak Kangkang beli OP kan, bikin miskin guys. Sebenarnya tuh keputusan Kangkang OP itu guys. Kalau dipaksakan terus-menerus tuh agak bahaya guys ya dunia shotgun ya. Oh anjing Jason gila aimnya.
Price of it, nobody inside the smoke, but
planted.
be able to deny the plan, not gonna be able to do too much of all.
Dah, nggak jadi dia.
So this is happening as well, but yeah, flash to set it up still. Shots landing for Howdong, doing some damage, dropping down. It's a bit messy, a bit scrappy, yet it's all cleaned up here. Paperrex are
kemungkinan ketemu Fnatic nggak bang? Ada banget.
Whatever you want to call it.
They're wiping the floor with EDG.
Iya, OP itu kalau lu nggak dapet 2 lu rugi banget guys. Harganya tuh mahal banget, coba bayangin 4.700 ya kan? Harga Vandal 2.900 gila. Damn.
EDG at that point were storming ahead on their defensive side and then let a massive lead 11-4 slip away through their fingers.
2 tim yang dikatain tim badut, Fnatic sekarang runner up Paperrex karena entry Benkai. Jadi top 2 tim yang ditakutin karena dapat tuh kan beli OP lagi. Ini kalau nggak dapet nih si Kangkang. Tapi ini mereka harus tahu sih lawan OP tuh. Oke, si udah fair lihat. Udah fair.
This is a massive hole in EDG's defense.
And they're just able to contact up every single time. We've seen the weaknesses, stun, connecting fault line as well, doubly sure of it.
What a shot!
But still Chichu will hold on, Flash is good. All being supported inside the smoke, bringing them down, Paperrex. Really just the heroics as well, the anchoring player, Chichu has done so much for them. Rolling Thunder onto the side, there was a tap to bait that out, Forsaken. Dodges it. Off to the side, Flash. Not there, Divide, util out. Does he still want to take this fight?
Nice.
EDG definitely
good. Oke banget itu si G kelamaan anjir.
By Chichu.
A little fortunate too though, perhaps I would say. I mean, it's nice putting your killjoy in the site, but he has to hit that shot.
Yeah.
Otherwise he goes down, the rest of Paperrex are able to enter the site, and things are getting real sticky again for Edward Gaming.
Si Jing kelamaan itu guys, dia terlalu dekat, dia mah ngejam sekali doang udah bisa padahal tuh.
And just when you're seeing the defensive adjustments, finally Kangkang with the operator, looking over to where they've been contacting all the time. Paperrex want to go in a completely different direction.
Brutal.
To be. And that's it's what the point I was trying to make earlier, you know, Fracture, there's 4 avenues on the defense side you have to keep an eye on to. It does limit the amount that you can really watch with an operator. Contact plays, spot where the op is playing. Plenty other directions you can go into, but look at this.
Aduh anjing kan.
Spectacular shot again. I'm almost not surprised when I see him hitting things like that now.
Tai Kangkang ini nggak boleh dikasih main, Cok, Kangkang, Cok.
Should be taking our breath away. Ball's getting used to it. Paperrex.
Lu jangan di-pick lah, astaga, masih di-pick loh. Kenapa ya? Bingung gua.
On them off towards that spawn area. They haven't actually got the plant down. They don't have B-main control, forcing them out wide with the aftershock. A swing to help out. There's nobody there. Flash, good connection. Staying alive though.
Aduh, kenapa sih mau di-pick terus? Jaga aja sih side-nya. Nice. Aduh, satu HP coy, satu peluru.
Those are the fuse here, so EDG, adjustments being made.
And key duels being won by nobody. I'm not a fan though of Paperrex pushing into the spawn there. The lockdown came through, they had the site for free. Sure, they're in a 4v5, but they have areas of the map that they still control.
Butuh space, nggak ada smoke ya sih.
I'd much rather see them try and fight towards tree in the post plant than try and stuff things into spawn here. It's just such awkward angles for them to fight. Into and off. Which granted they didn't 100% know the Kang would reposition.
Oke. Jangan terbawa kesenangan semata. Bisa balik lagi yuk, something kasih tau lagi yuk.
They drop 2 rounds, instantly call a timeout. Coach Alex is not happy about something. Possibly that overpushing the spawn. Maybe they just want to alter the way that something's working.
Morning Cio, morning. PPRX menang lanjut lawan siapa bang? Playoff dulu guys. Ini kalau menang langsung playoff, kalau kalah lawan antara Giants atau yang menang Giants antara Giants sama si ini. Tapi sih EDG kemarin Giants sama PPRX tuh kru.
Might have to lower the sign.
So far, EDG have struggled.
Kakak pakai OP nggak bahaya tah? Bahaya sebenarnya sih. Makanya jangan dikasih ini, nggak boleh dikasih menang 2 kali guys. Kayak dia bakal OP terus full. Tapi at least PPRX sudah dapat angka aman ya 6 ya. Defendernya harusnya bisa, ya mau sih bisa lebih kuat ya defendernya. Cuman nggak tahu, let's see. Soalnya gue nggak tahu defense-nya PPRX gimana nih anjir. Biasanya kan defense-nya suka ini coy.
And here's a showstopper once more. I mean, as soon as he's got the ultimate, but here we go, fault line with the orbital strike. Exchange of it, damage being done. Look at how weak Paperrex are, but it's a heal for Forsaken. Not quite.
He was on
Dari
5
mana itu
HP
Jason?
and he got wall banged with an op. Talk about overkill.
Doing that. I mean, look at the positioning of Kang. He's immediately going back to the rest of
Nice.
the team. Nade up towards them. Paperrex
Nice.
slowing down this hit. They want to take it full force all the way through with the rifles. Blink of an eye, you will miss it. Kang has to respond straight behind. Going for the repeat, but punished.
Let's go.
What's going on there? I mean, I'm pretty sure Kang hit that shot. Was it an updraft on top of the box? Is there a replay for that?
I think it was. I mean, there's so much that you could potentially catch in a replay.
Here it is, yeah. Was he updraft on the box?
Oh, dia udah kena hit,
He's
Cok.
left to handle B all on his own and did a great job, but the rest of the team couldn't stop what was happening in Hall.
Ini baru Aaron mode BU guys ya.
Contact that ended in a Brim ultimate. That's a really classic play to try and maintain Hall's control. And Paperrex is so fast, they got past it anyway with Jing. He just opens up space for Paperrex like you wouldn't believe. Fighting ditch this time.
Yeah, you gotta try and put them off trying to fight this all the time, but don't have the guns for it. On the side here, that jiggle, does Mindfreak see it with the shoulder, double face. ZOWIE does need to be bailed out.
How is Kang aware enough to be thinking about where ZOWIE could peek from too?
On a swarm, rebounding on something. ZOWIE
Tuh,
still
kenapa di pick sih gila sih si Davai dah.
Really testing the patience of Kang. He hits that shot, still an angle open, nobody
Nice.
cannot land it.
He needed one there.
One to the head.
Dia OP lagi nggak tuh guys, teman-temannya udah miskin guys.
Still haven't cleared out. Full side, but the plan is theirs.
Kang popped his Blade Storm. He wants this.
There's 2 rounds left. You've got to do something about it. Lovely flick. The adjustment to land that. Knows that one of the areas isn't clear, but he's brought it to the 2 versus 2. Now just needs to play him and Chichu. Updraft. Right click. Great clearance down.
Nice.
The low web of Mindfreak. Once more, safe pair of hands. Last line of defense of that.
Last round before the switch.
I mean, the story of
Gila Aaron bro, top G gacor guys, gacor top G.
EDG try to rescue themselves from sticky situations, and Paperrex are always just there at the end. The heroic moments that we've seen frequently end in Mindfreak or ZOWIE just closing the round out anyway.
Jason kena OP mulu.
Heroics from EDG go to North. Paperrex have had great
Oh,
openings.
gila Mindfreak top frag guys. Mindfreak top frag guys. OP lagi cok.
essentially avoiding B in its entirety. They throw it in the mix every now and then, but it's perfect conditioning.
There was a flash at the start of this round. I think they know that there's a lot of players over towards Dish. They certainly will now that they hear flashes and boombots coming from that direction. So once more, Kankan just holds down B on their own, and they're trying to stack A.
Into the spawn, that's a connection onto two of the players.
Ya anjing itu di bawahnya. Ya elah apa sih?
Really just putting the hurt on them right now, EDG. They have the crossfire setups once more. Flash is dodged, Forsaken. It's alive.
Aduh.
Lovely movement though.
Spike down A.
He cleans it up. Left to ZOWIE as well. He was the late lurker.
Oh nggak biar nggak ini guys.
A little bit too much to do here for the
Si Jason overpick tadi guys.
Finally, the
Dia mau bunuh satu lagi terus baru ngeplan. Jing lagi bau padahal depan mata itu musuhnya tadi kelihatan kakinya.
ZOWIE's gonna try and make this one even worse. Twist the dagger. If he could pull off a 1v3 in this kind of situation, be unbelievably brutal.
30 seconds left.
Surely Kankan is good for it here, holding the angle, misses the shot.
Does miss it. ZOWIE. 5 found, 9 bullets left though. So
anjir, di kakak nih tai picknya lihat dah.
An absurd shot again.
Yeah, I mean, he hits it with such consistency.
And yet, that's only resulted in 4 rounds. He's 12 and 9. It feels like he's playing incredibly with the op. But PaperRex's beginnings to these rounds, their game plan has just twisted Edward game.
Angle segitu dapat ya anjir, kayak cuma kelihatan tangan doang loh guys anjay. Gila dia emang tuh. Best opper sih. Punya dulu gak sih? Gue udah makan semalam sih.
Obviously, we are very happy with our performance, I would say, because I think coming to these tournaments, we are quite pressured because a lot of maybe like fans or like public eyes is like expecting us to do well with our original roster because we played with a sub before, right? So yeah, I mean like definitely a great feeling starting the opening matches.
Tapi mau pakai something, mau pakai 3RS, ya emang Paperrex guys.
We saw
4 orangnya udah sama kan, 4 orangnya juga udah begitu gitu loh.
In the LCQ matchup, and yeah, I mean we didn't expect to 2-0 them. I think for me personally, I think I was expecting to 1 them instead of 2-0. So yeah, I mean definitely not expecting easy games.
ZOWIE in a 1v3, and once again the possibility that they don't know. Davies from trying to find space down low. He's dropped out onto Melser. Davies is going to have to get half. He's going to stick it. He's going to try to stick. No, he pulls off and
ZOWIE!
Probably we kind of have to stop the duelists.
Mas Dean guys, ada Mas Dean main Valorant, cok.
I think that these two are like their main players to their success. I would say it depends a lot on Kankan getting picks because I think he's alone is very aggressive compared to the other players. So I think it's gonna be a fun game because like we used to stream them a lot in Asia. And
dia sering stream ya?
I mean both of us know each other's playstyle, but yeah, anything is possible, right, in life. So yeah, we just gonna
define PRX define, bro,
and try our best to achieve or grab the trophy.
Well, the last time that these two teams clashed on Fracture, it was EDG that had a massive lead at the half. This time they trailed, and even then, they ended up throwing that lead away. And it was PaperRex that came back with a 14-12 victory with CGRS in the roster.
Ini belum keluar kodamnya bang, masa sih? ZOWIE KT.
It's a much highly anticipated rematch.
Ayo dong Jeng, kasih tolong Jeng.
PaperRex are dominating it. EDG are going to have to come out with some great ideas and some sick individual form to be able to bully their way through, and there's going to be a huge clash at tree.
Yep, the barriers fall. EDG waited out just for a moment, but Util's still good for it. Haodong tucked to the corner there. Flash try and take back that space once more. It's a squeeze from the bottom of it. Damage being done right through the box. They don't stand a chance. The spike is theirs.
Dipas kan tuh. Dipus anjing.
Chichu.
Dipus cok.
Solo player there.
Dia jepit cok, dijepit.
9-4.
Dijepit guys. Emang PaperRex tuh kayak gini mainnya anjir. Nggak mau jaga side anjing. Lihat guys, dijepit depan belakang cok.
No, true. Very true.
They have a very clear idea of how to essentially dismantle the way that EDG are playing so far in this map.
Mereka tuh, gue tuh demennya tuh mereka tuh bisa baca musuhnya mau kemana, lihat deh. Lihat lagi ya. Tuh dibaca, lihat, dibaca cok, lihat Jing. Jing kan masih ini tahu ya kayaknya. Oh, enggak.
Which is just bamboozling Edward Gaming. And this just looks like they're going to feed themselves into the maw at this point.
Yeah. It's going to be a bunch of kills, tasty kills at that.
Who wants the ult?
Dimajuin katanya. Apa itu defense? Gas W. Guys, baru 40 menit coy udah mau semap anjing. Nggak nyampe malah ini 30 menit doang anjir.
Which is absurd if you watch that match and you see how well.
Nah, gue demennya mereka guys. Sekarang itu mereka kalau ngeras itu 2 sisi guys. Bayangin gak sih? Lu kiri kanan, bingung mau nembak yang mana.
The change of pace of their opponent. We're dealing with something that was specifically countering them. How do they want to adapt? What do they want to do that was different? And today.
Nah, defense harusnya defense sih. Mereka tahu kalau mereka push lagi mereka mati. Ngambil orb. Nah, ngambil orb aja, ngambil orb berdua nih.
Arguably even harder than EDG are. Is this a flash of alarm bot contact? I thought he was going to jump up as well. Would have been a ludicrous play.
Maybe just the condition. I mean, that one flash is used and you've seen the immediate rotation.
Ditahu, cok. Bikin overthinking gitu guys, smoke-nya. Udah bikin overthinking kan, nah ketahuan suaranya kedengeran. Sound Q kedengeran. Tapi ini sih kayaknya nggak mungkin, ini cuma satu rifle doang sih, something doang harusnya sih nggak bisa ya. Kecuali main deket sih. No, kalau ini sih gue nggak tahu ya, kalah ya, nobody ya.
Yeah, that's so rough for EDG. If they wanted any chance of being able to get back into this game, it had to be starting with the killjoy pick that opened up the ace.
Nah, gue nggak tahu dah. Kalau itu guys, kalau gitu gue nggak tahu guys, kalah sama Spectre guys.
They are just running them down. Kang, no more time wasted. It's the updraft and a dash to try and clear out towards the site here. Needs his team to follow suit though.
Kalau itu salah mereka sih. Itu mereka kalah.
Go off here, but he had the shock is pushing them
wide out. Satu low, enak satu low nih.
Back halls control, clearing it together. Jump spot is punished. The Liang of a Smoggy flash dodged. Still watching for it though. No backup.
Nah, itu gue bilang gue nggak tahu ya kalau itu.
And it is dire straits right now. Dire circumstances. Kang. What can you do?
Kalah M, kalau itu kalah M guys. Itu pure kalah M guys ya.
Paperrex are just playing an incredible game currently. They take 2 duels there, just swinging with Spectres.
Bonus roundnya ngeri sih anjir. Jason headshot dia nge-headshot. Nge-wave 1, ini nge-wave 2 nih.
No openings for EDG to split them off into 1v1s and somehow pull a clutch out.
Dodge flash-nya jago banget bang. Pro player jangan ditanya guys, kalau nge-dodge flash pasti jago.
EDG have been absolutely outclassed here by a Paperrex that's come in with great game plan, incredible form, and the confidence to be able to dismiss what this Chinese team is offering.
Let's go Paperrex, gini dong.
The heroics that we saw prior, you know, when EDG was playing versus Giants, the amount of just 4Ks, clutches.
I also feel like that's because Paperrex aren't offering them those opportunities.
No, they're not.
We've seen a couple of moments that could have developed into something like that. But mostly they were spray downs.
Jason nggak live. Jason kayak nggak live deh. Dia kan dia nggak live kan?
And got a multi-kill. Mostly Paperrex have been.
Sesi latihan dodge flash nggak gitu bro, nggak gitu bro.
And then you've got the safe hands of usually Divine and Mindfreak to close out the round.
Roster Trash Talk Karma, aduh nggak tahu cok.
Players Mindfreak and Divine, they're on under 9 deaths.
Caster full senyum bang.
6 deaths for Mindfreak, 8 deaths.
Caster full senyum bisa pulang awal, nggak gitu guys, nggak gitu.
You think back to some of the things as well that people credit Fnatic for. You know, you've got the brute force of Durka at the front lines as well. But
ulti masih pada jauh, tapi si Smoggy mau ulti sih. Ini masih bisa sih guys. Kita ya.
From top to bottom, that form is able to just keep it going. And I feel like that is the case with Paperrex. I mean, we're looking at this team.
Lu nggak ke LA bang, jangan nanya coy ya. Nggak diundang, aku masih apa? Cuman onliner doang, onliner anjay.
Certainly looks like that at the moment. I mean, nobody is getting crunched currently, and has just got to evacuate. Paperrex control the entirety of the north side, and they're already back.
Beli vandal dia anjing. Oh mereka force buy cok.
It's cleared out. It's not going to be any util to really slow them down once the nanoswarms fade away. Up towards tower though, Mindfreak. Here alone. It was 1 for 1.
Wah, 3 lawan 4 nih. Susah sih retake sih. Ah, dapat duit dia. Emang duit dari mana anjing kalah?
Clearing and taking control towards B main once more, splitting up a little bit. Maybe because Jing does have the showstopper, Trailblazer. Towards Arcade. I know nobody's there. Still Kang towards Tower. He's going to be taking first contact. Crosshair placement wasn't good for it initially, yet still he survives and gets the one. Finally, the team having out. Watching from main. A lot of health left to him. Forsaken. A little bit too much to do, honestly, in this instance. Realizes it himself. Impossible to win that one, so backing away, just making sure that he keeps the gun, but might not even get to do that. The flash is good. Okay.
How's he gotten away with that?
Dia mati.
Nobody going down.
Nobody goes down as
That's
well?
quite important. Yes, EDG, they get around on the board, but you needed to keep the guns intact because the money's not looking too good.
It's not that sharp. It's not going to punish them too badly in this round, and they kind of just need to win everything anyway, so nobody's going to get away with that mistake, as is Smoggy. But that's a big round carried mostly by Kankan, being able to get the entry that his team needed.
Bang, K11 bang. I want to prove Paperrex, anjay. Siapa tuh?
Wants to take his team to a victory here on Fracture. We've seen enormous comebacks between these two squads before, but it was the other way around.
Here we go, making usage of the showstopper, the turret. Peppering.
Same thing again though, they crunch the south side, player disappears.
Ya, salah baca nih. Mereka nih udah mulai salah nih.
It is the same but flipped, essentially. Plan should be able to go down here.
Better retake positions, however, from Paperrex.
And an aftershock as well. So then plan for but a moment, gives them a bit of time here. Seekers push forwards, not all of them broken. It's going to give some decent information here to Paperrex. On where the players are and standing.
Gila, kebuka banget.
Wants to really make a go of it.
Wah, ngeri banget. Kakak marah, Cok. Kakak marah, Cok.
Teammates feeling just empowered entirely. They have shut this one down.
Kakak marah, guys.
Beautiful.
That's a highlight round for the
Suruh Sandy main bang, biar jago bang. Waduh.
Looks like pre-nerf Jet.
Nobody dari yang jago tiba-tiba begitu, Cok.
Paperrex is going to take a timeout here. Kankan's had 2 back-to-back rounds, where his individual prowess has carried EDG to the finish line. What are these shots? A right click on Mind Freak as well at the end.
Wah, nggak bahaya toh.
Incredible performance.
Fix harus suruh tarung tangan kartu as PRX Sandy, waduh.
Opens up both of the rounds and closes that one out. He's made this a little closer, especially with Paperrex's economy being slightly damaged here. They've got a serious decision on their hands of whether or not to invest into the next. I think that's what he'll be telling the rest of the team. They look like they need a bit of a confidence.
Kakak harus pindah tim sih bang. Susah sih guys, menurut gua sih. Dia bakal tetap stick sama tim China guys, nggak bisa guys. Dia bukan tipe orang yang bakal mau ketemu orang-orang baru gitu loh, orang-orang yang beda culture semua, kayaknya enggak deh. Enggak sih kayaknya.
Spek being shown with the time being called though. But yeah, it is outclassing, but you gotta just, I mean, look at it one round at a time.
Jason judge tuh.
To be honest, I'm not sure how much input Coach Alex can even have about how the previous round went down. The way that Kankan was taking those fights, there's not too much opportunity to trade. He's diving around all over the place.
Karena mungkin mereka disupport sama pemerintah Cina langsung kali.
Keeps going for these aggressive pushes at the beginning, but to be honest, it looks like they're set up for another one. Double initiator on one side, trying to keep EDG trapped in spawn, and then Jing flying at them through halls.
Stimmy will allow them to evade that stun. It's coming their way. Flash. Going to be avoided here. Notwithstanding the fact that they have just trundled up towards B main here. Now a swarm behind. Slowed it down now in the mid round. That's what EDG have really learned from a lot of their experience at these international events. Actually, the ability to really just slow down those moments, take the space.
Sosial kredit Kangkang nih. Mereka tahu mau di-push.
Oh, I thought they were going to go for a contact play there. Would have been very impressive, but I think without them making too much noise, and with this Trailblazer, the Guardian Light clearing over towards
Cina tuh, soalnya China itu setahu gue tuh dia apa sih?
This fake towards B. I think Haodong has just used 2 smokes for nothing.
Jing gonna try and stop this. The onslaught coming his way, and he does succeed at that. 2 players falling. There's a stun to try and catch Defy, who was helping him out, but door closing shut in their face. It's now very obvious.
Jagoannya udah mati, jagoannya mati.
A bit of a breather.
Jishu just got locked down. Is there any chance he's got time to be able to use this? There's only 30 seconds left.
Has to commit it, really.
This is going to go down to the wire.
But the trouble is, the more time you're wasting, getting a bit dire. Got to get themselves in. Maybe they use Smoggy's all off the tail end of it to try and get themselves in.
Brutal.
Jishu falls. Smoke's now fading. 12 seconds. That will go down here.
Nice, menang sih harusnya.
Here. Fight's still going to be taken, but it's just one player. Yeah, Smoggy. He's got so much more to do, hasn't he? An open sightline out towards main. He can't win it. Forsaken.
Guys, si EDG itu guys ya jeleknya EDG guys. Ini saat kakaknya nyala, teman-temannya turu guys. Dari kemarin tuh gitu, kakaknya turu, teman-temannya nyala. Jadi nggak kayak apa sih? Jadi nggak jarang tuh yang kakaknya yang nyalanya 5.
EDG love to throw a fake in, 1 or 2 times per map, something like that on their attack side. And this time,
how dong nobody nyala banget, tapi kakaknya turu. Sekarang kakaknya nyala banget, tapi teman-temannya turu. Lihat deh guys, nobody yang kemarin clutch cuma 4 kill guys. Bisa begitu ya di sini ya. HyperX nyala berlima ini guys, lihat tuh berlima-limanya killnya rata guys.
That everything was coming towards Jing in that moment. And this looks like a clash potentially to end it all as Paperrex try and batter their way.
Ya si Jing kan nggak tahu.
Almost.
Gak kena lagi Jing nge-whiff cok.
Nobody doesn't realize how close he was to hitting the grave there.
Potentially falling. It's a beautiful opener. Good beginning. Trailblazer scoping out. Seeing that the site's relatively clean. Something. Just a one.
Aduh, nggak dijaga anjir itunya.
But no, eventually getting onto it. So 2 players left standing here. I mean, really no chance of a retake.
Nggak gitu dong.
Only got the judge with Mindfreak falling. He's going to be opting to see if he can get a better gun. There it is.
It's worth saving here as well. You look at the Paperrex economy, and they only need a single round to close this out. They've had 6
3-7 bang, sesuai prediksi gua bang.
But at some point they're going to get
habis ini miskin sih.
That will make this really difficult for EDG to end with a plan. I mean, anytime you have Orbital Strike, Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, like these ults are incredibly good on defense side of Fracture. One of the reasons why this composition gets played quite a lot.
Ini nunggu Paperrex ada ulti aja sih guys. Bisa sih ada ulti, bisa retake gampang. Mereka soalnya ada ulti semua guys, sudah pakai ulti lah tuh. Si Cicu, Cicu nobody Smoggy nggak ada ulti 3 round.
They've got themselves to 7. Has to be 5 more rounds in a row.
13-10 banyak banget nambahnya anjing.
It's a bit more difficult as well from this point on. The ultimates are going to start to get really built up.
Sayang banget si Mindfreak ultinya itu tadi.
Paperrex are currently sitting on their Rolling Thunder. They got the lockdown as well.
Mindfreak multi, iya multi. Ada dua ulti guys, 2 ulti ya.
It's not that bad of a buy. They've got 2 Bulldogs, 3 rifles. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, so they are investing into it, puts even more importance onto it, even though, I mean, every round has to be must-win for EDG at this point.
Slow siege down onto Chishu, but not the fast crunch. Doesn't give him any timings to zip away on the rope. EDG playing that 4-1 and contacting through Dish. Very similar to what Paperrex did. The difference being this alarm bot they're about to run into.
It will catch him.
So they choose to use the utility a little further
back.
Oh,
Thunder out towards it. Yeah, the Trailblazer actually connecting. It's only 1 player. I mean, it's just Jing close to the side. Nade flushing Chichu out, not able to take a clean fight. Orbital Strike blinded up. Something lucky to survive here. Smoke's going to be fading in just a moment. Will he hit the shot?
Nice!
Enough damage done.
Nice!
Bring it down these targets, and this is it. The final blow to finisher, 13-7. Just a fundamental outclass from Paperrex. They came more than ready.
Extremely good ideas right from the beginning of this
Gila guys. Nggak mungkin sampai 10 cok.
And also winning a ton of duels. We're seeing some shakiness from the Edward Gaming players that I haven't seen since before they won their first match on the international stage at Tokyo. Since then there's been a wave of
gue demen banget guys mainnya kalau lagi rapi gini guys anjing. Soalnya sekarang tuh guys, bisa dibilang Paperrex lagi in the top formnya mereka guys ya. 5 player menyatu dengan otak yang udah nyatu. Dengan M yang gila 5-5-nya. Ini udah enak banget guys maksudnya guys. Lagi apa sih? Lagi hitungannya lagi musimnya. Dalam 1 sampai 2 tahun ini lagi eranya nih. Apakah akan turun atau enggak? Berharap sih nggak turun ya. Lagi top performnya banget nih Paperrex cuy. Lagi prime. Ini lagi jadi Michael Jordan bang ya. Kelihatan guys, lu lihat nggak sih? Si Paperrex main nembaknya kayak begitu, sama Fnatic tuh beda dikit guys. Maksudnya kayak nggak terlalu jauh. So kayak Fnatic kan yang juara-juara terus nih. Mereka nembaknya tuh gila, tapi kayak hampir mirip lah gitu loh. Udah sama levelnya. Dengan something ya. Maverick asalnya dari Indo. Fnatic juga 5-5-nya gila, cok. Fnatic itu salah satu tim yang menurut gua gila banget ya, Fnatic. Tapi kalau gua rasa Paperrex dengan main yang kayak begini udah hampir nyayangin lah. Udah hampir nyaingin lah. Lama lah. Paperrex is looking so good, anjay. Bro, Paperrex literally onside in under 15 second. Nah, hashtag W Gamingnya emang ngeri, coy. Gimana ya guys ya? Tim Eropa diam 30 detik ngeras. Kalau Paperrex tut langsung ya guys ya, gas nggak pakai lama guys. Langsung masuk side guys ya. Fnatic Paperrex kayaknya bakal ketemu di upper final kayaknya guys ya. Feeling gua nih, kita cek ya. Feeling gua ya kalau misalnya kita ke vlr.jj. Guys, kita ke Champions di playoff. Nah, gua rasa Paperrex Fnatic bakal kepisah kayaknya guys ya. Paperrex mungkin di sebelah sini, Fnatic sebelah sini kayaknya. Feeling gue ya guys ya bakal kepisah. Jadi ketemunya di sini harusnya sih. Kalau ketemu guys ya, kalau ketemu ya. Kalau ketemu ya guys ya. Paperrex Fnatic match pertama bang, nggak akan ketemu guys. Upper bracket nggak akan ketemu upper bracket gitu. Segiting nggak sih lu guys? Gini loh guys ya. Gini guys. Kalau kita lihat group state, misalnya nih qualify kan, ini atas nih. Kalau misalnya Paperrex amin qualify langsung nih set, dia nggak akan ketemu EG, nggak akan ketemu Fnatic, nggak akan ketemu DREX. Ya untuk match pertamanya, tapi kemungkinan besar ya kita berharap jangan ketemu DREX gitu loh. Misalnya sini guys, di sininya, ini kan ya. Playoffnya jangan sampai ini Paperrex, ini DREX ketemu di sini dong. Ya mau jangan. Ketemunya EG aja, kita balas dendam sama EG nih. Saya ketemunya EG di sini guys. Nah, baru tuh. Di sini DREX ketemunya Fnatic di sini guys, gitu. Random, tapi gua rasa mau nggak sih nggak ketemu DREX ya. Kalau ketemu DREX, aduh DREX lagi, cok. Match kedua kayaknya EG sih. Feeling gue sih EG guys, nggak tahu kenapa. Feeling gue ya. Ketemu EG feeling gue ini. Feeling gue guys, ini kan satu AB CD. AB CD. Feeling gue tuh ini AB CD feeling gue guys. Feeling gue ya. AB CD gitu guys. AB CD ini feeling gue guys. Jadi ketemunya EG. Ntar kalau menang ini kan pasti ketemunya lower bracketnya diacak lah. Feeling gue. Ini ketemunya si EG nih guys. Tapi yang pasti guys, yang atas keunggulannya apa sih bang? Akan ketemu yang bawah, nggak mungkin ketemu atas juga guys. Atas akan ketemu yang bawah tapi dari grup lain, nggak tahu siapa. Mungkin bisa jadi ini Navi, siapa, pokoknya akan ketemu yang bawah guys. Itu sih kalau itu prediksi gue ya.
Play into their opponents' adaptations. Like there were a lot of ideas being attempted by EDG, and every time they just basically contacted directly into them, and it was just really difficult to play.
Hierarki mana bang? Nggak masuk guys, champion guys. Bukannya takut lawan DREX, cuma bisa Pasifik biar banyak chance bro. Enggak, bukan takut, biar Pasifik banyak chance ya, ngerti nggak sih guys? Enak gitu loh kalau upper finalnya Pasifik lawan Pasifik, udah pasti Pasifik grand final gitu kan seru gitu. Kita bisa dukung gitu loh tim Pasifik di grand final gitu kan. Kalau upper finalnya tiba-tiba Pasifik lawan Pasifik kan seru banget guys. Grand finalnya udah pasti satu orang Pasifik gitu loh maksud gua. Walaupun kita utamanya dukung Paperrex, tapi kita memusatkan kepada Pasifik ini region Pasifik supaya bisa dapat duluan. Plus bosen juga ketemu DREX mulu anjir. Orang kan di turnamen kan nyari pengalaman ya, ketemunya di RX lagi sampai bosan, Cok.
I feel like in some of the post plants it got a little bit shakier and it came down to the likes of Mindfreak and Divide to actually pull the round over the line. But when you're getting openers in almost every single round in a post plant, you're gonna get most of them over the line.
Yeah, we spoke about Forsaken and the expectation really coming into this of where he'd be, maybe on the Neon, but I think he was looking absolutely fantastic on the Sky, not just on an individual level, but supportively as well. I'm looking at the other supportive agent on the board, our Breach. I don't think anyone's gonna have complaints about that.
Yeah, they just look so good everywhere. I'm glad you mentioned
Champion udah berapa kali, Bang? Emang Apak pernah menang? Belum. Belum guys, Apak tuh belum ada yang pernah jadi juara, Cok. Selalu EMEA sama Loud sama Fnatic doang kan. Makanya kita harus bisa lah, Apak minimal piala internasional sekali lah, guys. 2021 siapa yang juara? 2021 skin Phantom ya. Skin Phantom itu yang juara Loud. Oh, Bang Rio, halo Agung. 2021 SN, sorry SN. Itu 2022 Loud, sorry.
I've got his jersey at home, signed up and everything.
You didn't bring it here?
Actually, it is here. It's in my suitcase. I wanted to wear it today, but I'm biased or something. But today, I think it definitely is a time for us Mindfreak fans out there to get stonks because he's
Mindfreakers, yes,
Mindfreaks, yeah. But no, he was
Gila tuh fans Mindfreak banyak, Cok.
Yeah, he was indeed. But the thing is,
Sentinel bapuk, guys. Sentinel cuma awal-awal pas masih sezem. Dapper sama zombie doang pas jagonya, sekarang udah kurang, Cok.
So let's take a look at our Verizon high-speed moment. It could have gone to quite a few Kankan moments actually, but when they were 11-5 down, Mitch, and you got a player that does this, you can't complain.
Oh yeah, I mean it is, as Sideshow said it in the moment, just looking like pre-nerf Jet, and he was flying around that site. You talk about being uncomfortable, it was anything but in this moment, and it just, that updraft, boom, it's so perfect. Even slowed down, it looks too fast.
Yeah, I think my main worry though is that
Setelah juara pas tim lain belum berkembang. Betul. Juara-juaranya pas Sentinel itu pas tim lain tuh belum sekuat sekarang, guys. Sekarang mah semua tim kuat kan. Makanya dia nggak bisa compete, Cok. Dia kalah, Cok.
This time he did need to be, and he still fragged fantastically, did a great job, and they weren't close to
winning. Masih proceed, cuman kalah mulu, guys, timnya. Kasihan, Cok. Sentinel kalah mulu. Padahal udah beli pemain-pemain dari Cloud, udah beli Pankada, udah beli Sasi. Tetap aja kalah. Udah punya Marv, tetap aja kalah, guys. Pemain mereka tuh gila-gila, Cok. Hitungannya kayak PSG game mereka, Cok. Mereka tuh PSG, bro. PSG-nya Valorant, guys. Oke, Sasi, Zeken, Marv, Pankada, Tens. Ini kurang keren apa coba? Marv. Apa sih ini keren banget nih dari orang-orang optik. Ini dua. Zeken kemarin keren banget mainnya. Tens memang masih GG. Tapi tetap aja kalah, guys.
Oh no, for sure. I don't think it's something, or I hope it won't be something that's a consistent factor throughout the entirety of this matchup, and he's still going to be playing that.
2-0 dibantai malah. Ini 2-0 loh, Cok, anjing. Tens menurut gue sih Tens sudah step up, guys. Cuman kayak mungkin beberapa temennya mungkin kayaknya sinerginya nggak dapet aja sih feeling gue ya. Tens mainnya udah bagus lah tuh. Mainnya nggak bottom frag banget gitu loh. Masih bisa nembak, tapi kalau Jet sih gue nggak tahu ya. Kenapa 10-15 ya? Kurang feel gue rasa, guys, nggak cocok aja. Dia tuh mungkin nggak cocok sih bener.
第一张图没有能拿下是非常非常遗憾的。那之前在东京对阵到 Paperrex 的时候是不完整体，这一次在冠军赛的舞台上面对到的是有 something 的 Paperrex。想问一下，你觉得差异在哪里？以及说跟预想当中的一个情况比较相似吗？
Zeken panas ya bang. Tens tuh main inisiator dia, Cok.
意料之中，就感觉
Pankada sama Marv lagi turun nih.
比起在东京大师赛的时候，然后有 something 的时候，我感觉他们更敢去做一个枪法的对峙，所以我感觉压力变得很大的。就是在场上的任何一个变化，只要有一点 那个失误，我感觉他们就能抓住我们，所以我觉得Paperrex 是一个
gitu-gitu ya.
我们经过调整之后，我们也会调整好下
PSG
一把
squad elite bang, ya kayak kurang lebih segitu sih guys.
Definitely with something.
Terkadang tuh nggak harus lu punya squad terlalu jago nih.
To be honest, we feel definitely more pressured with something in Paperrex, and also even in the matches, whenever we give out some mistakes or windows, they can always catch the opportunities and just fight back. So we feel like something is very, very the key player in Paperrex to help them to play even more aggressive.
Language barrier mungkin iya. Language barrier mungkin Pankada Mas Sesi Inggrisnya kurang mungkin ya. Info IG ya kacamata bang itu Mimi kalau nggak salah ya Mimi. Coba cek Mimi Valorant coba Mimi caster.
Best of luck on map number 2. Thank you very much, and I'll send things back to the desk.
Thank you very much, guys. Like after said, they gotta fight. They gotta fight back. And if there's anything EDG is good at, Tom, it is fighting.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that goes like, oh yeah, it was really difficult to deal with something in the last round.
Pearl.
He's good at. Like,
tapi Pearl Kangkang ngeri coy jetnya coy.
I'm a little bit scared for them. I mentioned that nobody would be playing the Sky. It's actually not the case. They've switched things up here, moved away.
Hitungannya kayak ibaratnya bos PSG lalu beli Messi Neymar tapi nggak masuk Champions ya kayak gitulah. Kalau kan Champions kalah cepet gitu ya sama aja. Wah ini seru nih guys. Kangkang versus something nih guys ya. Siapa yang the best kita lihat guys ya. Tapi ini map-map panjang si Kangkang ngeri sih guys. Ini mapnya Kangkang juga hitungannya guys. Map-mapnya operator coy ini ngeri guys.
Fell, right? It was the EDG came up against them. They lost the first map, but it was so close. It was an incredibly close OT. This time they're bouncing back from a much worse
mereka jarang make sih sini.
And arguably against a better opponent.
I think the other thing as well to mention is this could be a direct adjustment to Paperrex. Like you don't want to run screens into a Phoenix and a Sky. You're basically just giving them burst potential through these thin walls. So I think it actually will help them a little bit to have slightly more standard smokes that they can utilize against.
Emang Godnya Valo sekarang siapa bang? Godnya Valo sih kayaknya ya siapa ya? Apa ya? Kayaknya belum ada. Sekarang belum ada lahir God Valo baru deh. Tapi timnya paling sekarang tuh lebih ke tim sih, nggak God sih. Nggak ada yang kayak nge-carry full gitu nggak ada. Tapi kalau God yang ngeri banget tuh Kangkang sih. Menurut gue sih Kangkang tuh kayak ke highlight banget karena dia tuh kuat banget di timnya. Kalau Chronicle kuat, tapi di Fnatic mereka berlima kelihatan kuat, cok. Menurut gue sih Kangkang tuh kayak kelihatan banget gitu loh auranya loh. Main di tiap iteration stage tuh kayak dia tuh kayak carry sendiri gitu. Fnatic tuh bagus berlima, tapi kayak bagusnya rata, jadi kayak nggak kelihatan ada godnya gitu loh guys. Oh Kangkang tuh kayak bener-bener gila coba mainnya tiba-tiba coba. Tapi kemarin turu sih. Derke bang, Derke bagus, tapi kadang turu juga kan.
Swapping his role had a really rough map 1. Went 5 and 15. 0 and 5 in first kills. Nobody's form has got to swap up if EDG have a chance here. And he's got to find value with the fade. I mean, same thing for Haodong too. But here comes a clash.
It's a classic.
Led by Jing.
Yep, it's the flashes all the way. You can see it. Jing is there. Ready for it though. Contacting through.
Ya.
Mau
dapat 2-1 anjing dari 3 orang.
Filled up with red.
Awesome stuff from Kangkang.
Yeah. That's almost to clear out towards the smoke, so we're able to get the plant down here. Play into this round, yet still something. He's alive and kicking. Dash is there, but he doesn't actually see any players. Very diligent with the clearance, just onto the corner. Something sticking to the fuse, needs to be covered, but gets off of it. A little bit too much. A lot of damage being done as well. Yeah, pushing them out of position though. Nobody's got the cross. Something. Too much to overcome.
Biasaan nih anjir.
So a great start from EDG. They win the fight.
Udah low banget tuh semua anjir.
Walked into each other over towards A main. Partly because Kangkang was able to get so much value done. I think he bought the classic and the half armor in that round, which ended up being fairly important to be honest. Just hit a right click and was able to survive with enough health, still to have impact in the fight. This battle between Kangkang and something has been so anticipated. We didn't quite get to see it in its full form in Fracture, with something playing Breach as he usually does. But this map is often about how you set the Jets up. Very similar kind of clash here again into A main, as Jing really leads the charge, something instead.
Dia mereka bakal push terus karena si Jing pengen ngambil orb guys, biar cepet ulti.
Big rotations away. I mean, well, no scope does the job. No armor on Jing, so single shot will do it. Real grand opportunity.
Bisa dia ulti nih.
See a couple of ults farmed up against some of the weaker players.
Lagi dia ulti nih guys. Dia kalau kill 2 lagi ulti nih anjing.
Yeah, he's got a great chance of being able to get a Blade Storm online and maybe win a bonus round. He's the player that wants to be trying to take contact. Meanwhile, Smoggy is miles away. And Paperrex, I mean, are they just intending to die to Spike here?
Yeah, it would be the real play here from behind Smoggy. That's a cheeky angle. Don't really expect that too much. Kang is desperate for these kills now. Once he realizes what's going on, one shot found. Will he tag it? Will he get it?
Aduh, kenapa jadi mati semua, Cok?
It's prime game and flawless.
Gua kira pengen nge-hold anjir.
Have a word. We're building up the Blade Storm. Control yourself.
Who's denied the chance to get that one still?
Yang dikasih ulti si kakangnya anjir.
And a prime game of flawless. You're never going to be too mad about that. And there's 2 attack-sided ult orbs on this map.
Anjir, mati 2 orang.
Missed that one.
What a play happening behind the scenes. So there's certainly some danger here. Kangkang's going to start with a Spectre, so maybe not just planning to ult orb farm. Looks like another clash in A main again. Paperrex want to fight over B, but that's not where EDG are pushing things. Something on the swing.
Yeah.
Oh, gila anjing. What the hell is that?
He's going for the player picking up the orb. Kang. Let's collect it. Not fast enough to return with the fire, but something trying to pick up Art again. There was
ya, dikasih senjata, Cok.
That's a bundle that cannot be defended.
Yeah, it's ground gained. The Paperrex are very quick once more.
Smoggy's utility does not watch the flank. It watches mid and then the connector.
Realistically as well, Mindfreak just needs to survive. They don't even know it. No expectations and no awareness.
Nice.
Again, that flank was just creeping up behind them. 2 players removed, deleted instantaneously. Smoggy. Plan really for him as well. Not when he's just being approached from that
Hampir aja anjing. Ngeri banget Cok itu, Cok.
Clean win of their own. 4 players surviving.
Something tuh ngerinya guys ya, dia aimnya gila. Cuman kadang-kadang guys, something itu kadang-kadang Cok. Dia tuh sendiri, jeleknya dia tuh ngepick seringnya banget dia sendiri guys.
These 2 guys right here, Kangkang and Chichu, once they back off into main, they need to be watching and aware that there could be some kind of push through flank.
Persebulutnya bagus, cuman dia tuh kadang suka kalau nge-hold suka sendiri. Jadi kalau dia mati, itu kadang suka jadi ini guys. Udah OP kan tuh. Mana OP? Dia OP ya? Enggak ya? Keren OP Cok.
EDG weren't really playing a spread default that was getting info on that side of the map. And now we get another clash.
Wah,
So many of
ini.
these have gone the way of Paperrex.
Most of the time, in fact. Here we go.
Oh, God.
And again, it's the flashes. They're so damn good at setting you up. Out on the OTP to the side. Let's get the one. Nobody. Instantly there. Shuts that one down.
Tuh kan, aduh apa sih, Cok.
So finally, EDG
Bunuh 1 doang, matinya banyak banget anjir.
both teams clash into each other. It didn't look great to open up. Howdong just teleporting straight into an Nano Swarm. But they're able to brawl it out. Maybe this is a sign of better things to come for EDG. On a map where Paperrex are excellent usually. This Jet Phoenix composition has been so good for Paperrex. Little pause in the game here just to make sure.
Udah gitu si somethingnya masih di situ lagi.
You must close out a 4v2.
Yeah. They clear out Mindfreak, sat towards the back of walls. Still being used. The horn actually did not clear him. Ball up as well. Granted a chance, an opportunity. It's Mindfreak. He'll jump on it. Soundly, very glad for it, but doubled up. Kang. Make sure to clear out that area. Something. It's the last player left here. Through into the box. I love that. Great face. All together there. Making sure there's no...
Aduh, kenapa nih, Cok?
No chance really at all for something to get going.
Taking a look at the replay, you see Howdong getting away with murder there, to be honest with you. And nobody escapes from the pull to be able to punish Jing. I appreciate also that when they were in the 4v2, they realized that there was a player towards the back there, Mindfreak. And as he swung out, they were expecting the second player from Paperrex. There's a lot of respect being shown. They anticipate that these things are normally going to be synced up. Here's another brawl. It's like another team fight happening over on the other side of the map.
I mean, almost like we're deciding the rounds on coin flips right at the bloody beginning.
Nice, good dong.
Is far too good. Old purchased and built up. Jing, he wants even more flashes. Great It's fantastic. Everyone alive.
Nice!
It's over!
On the Paperrex side.
It's not even 20 seconds into the round.
Yeah, and that was honestly what I was expecting maybe from Fracture. We didn't see too much of it. A lot of gambles in terms of contact plays kicking off, but really this has just been brute force at the extremities to decide so many of these rounds.
To bring it back to one of your previous points though, Brent, there's 4 lanes on Fracture. I mean, there's like a 25% chance, I guess. That
Combo Astra sama Phoenix, bro. Kebakar si kakak, nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain, guys.
I mean, there's so much more likelihood that they're going to clash.
And Paperrex, you know, when they play this composition, they do love to fight over that A main orb all the time. For a variety of reasons. They can build up Jing's ult. Build up multiple ults as well. Pretty key as well as part of their game plan.
Nice.
Also just how to take control of the map.
Oke, ulti dapat 2 lagi, guys.
Prime game in Flawless had that one.
I think they're going to get their money's worth today. These rounds are just being decided so decisively, one way or another.
You don't really, I mean, with the composition as well, I just want to circle back to it. It is a lot slower from EDG when they're playing it, and I feel like they can't fight as effectively.
Buta temannya 2, Cok. Nggak bisa bantuin dia.
You don't really have an Astra for any sort of like stuff.
Temannya buta 2, guys.
You don't have any hard flash.
Temannya mau bantuin, tapi temannya buta berdua, guys. Gimana tuh? Kasihan juga.
You have to take it a bit slower, I think, and try and bait out the response initially before you jump in.
Counterpoint, you could stack it with 5 players.
Which is what they're doing once more. And look, there's a star at their feet, there's a molly behind them. They're not worried though. Being shoved off or conditioned.
But they just lose so much info around the rest of the map when they do this. If this is their answer. You have to go into an A exec very quickly, because otherwise you have no idea what's happening elsewhere. This time they do have the lockdown, but they've got to be cautious of the...
Anjing, 5 orang flank, Cok.
Now an alarm bot from Smoggy doing work that really wasn't present in the prior when they got flanked.
As a util tended to just really choke them out. Both the Nanosauls committed to the back of the
side. Seru nih guys.
There is an alarm bot. 3 players towards R, 2 on the flank.
I mean, they are definitely expecting the retake to come through Secret and Flowers.
They are
not expecting flank and Art.
And they've already used the paranoia towards the back of it as well, looking to try and refight for that space. And Smoke's just kind of cutting up and partitioning out the side.
And now it's not planted for them.
It's not planted for them. It's flipped on its head. Trailblaze into the back, that stun. There is the connection. Something sticking onto the fuse, but broken through the wall. EDG, they're winning the fight out. There's carnage. No one looking towards the side here. Devai is there, top of the wall. 1v2, players are weak. He's done enough damage. 7 bullets, spotted it. Down to the classics, down to
nice!
Oh, where's the time?
Aduh, gak ada
waktu. It's good cleanup. But a round win for EDG.
An incredible round there. Great try from Devai. But it's EDG. A couple of crucial moments that I wanted to point out, one of which being Kankan actually got the spray through the wall onto something and denied the diffuse from coming through at the beginning. And then Jing's wall ended up helping EDG more than it did anyone else. They were able to sneak around the back and kill some of those people. And that's what it means. Passion. Not great for the EDG economy, but I don't think they're worried about that particularly.
Tuh something belum something sih oke sih.
So much better than anything they had on Fracture.
Set their sights as well and drag it to that map number 3. Here's something with an operator.
But here's my problem, Brent, with what EDG's approach is. Now that they're not 5-person barreling into A main, isn't it obvious for Paperrex that they're not A? I mean, if you have to take A with 5 players when they don't hear anything, look how confident Something and Mindfreak are of just re-clearing this area. They know that there's nobody around. I mean, the only person that's around is nobody.
Halo sana sipik.
In a few seconds. I'm hearing a few giggles at that. You can't. It's low-hanging fruit.
Here. Can't help it. All right, so it's a re-clear.
Clearance behind the box, Mindfreak. Still alive, actually. The flash did not connect to him, but there's an Anaswan to try and clear him out.
Aduh, apa sih?
Brought towards it, Something. So
Nice!
Once more, Devai is there, but it's traded. 2 versus 2. Spike. In the hands of Smoggy.
6 players died trying to fight over A main.
Okay, dapat info.
And Chichu just wanders through an alarm bot. Picks it up as his new pet.
30 seconds left.
I know mid's contained.
And at some point here, Forsaken's going to start wondering why the plant isn't going down on A. And that's going to keep Jing fairly rooted to B.
I mean, he's got a molly as well to try and deny if he can get it onto the default spot. If this gets planted close to the corner, really.
10 seconds.
It's Chichu that has to defend it.
10 seconds left.
Here it is. 8 seconds left inside.
Aduh, apa sih, Jing?
Beautiful by Chichu. He had to defend that space.
Sabar aja, sabar ya. Kenapa harus masuk dah?
But in the 1v2, already that crossfire setup as well. Chichu with a jump spot. Smoggy's there, he's got a turret for one side of it. Great.
Aduh, nice try.
The fight
close mulu kalahnya.
In the moment setups as well. It's what EDG do really well, I think, in just terms of how they play off of each other when they get into those chaotic scenarios. You can't plan for it. But the communication is rock solid.
Nggak kena lagi something OP-nya, Cok.
Major moment from Haldong. Divide responded almost immediately and left things down into a 2v2. Chichu did a great job on the lurk. Frankly, the lurk has not been a particularly impactful role with how quickly these rounds have been decided. So it's nice to see the lurker being able to find some value in this. It's now Paperrex that are on the back foot. It feels like the ideas are solid from them. Their composition's good at being able to fight over these areas of the map. Sure, sometimes they're losing out. But a lot of the time, it feels like they should be favored. And yet, EDG are still finding their ways of being able to pull ahead. If you discount the pistol and the follow-up, it is much more even. It's only 3-2 in favor.
Something belum terlalu nyala, guys. Belum makanya.
Big picture rifle round ideas. It's not going as badly as it might seem for Paperrex. But still, badly enough for Coach Alex to want to have his own input.
Yeah, especially with the money situation looking a bit rough. Something does have knives heading into this next one, but is it enough to force a buy up around potentially? It's probably what they're discussing right now in that timeout. What they want to do and play towards here.
Yeah, by the way, something has an operator.
Okay, got that purchase for him.
I mean,
beli OP lagi dia.
He has the Blade Storm. Is there a reason for Divide to only have a Guardian here? When I don't know. They must feel like the operator is a crucial.
Kangkang nih si something dilihat-lihat, guys.
Yeah.
And there's going to be another insane clash towards A main again.
Kang has a judge. Flash pull, TP past it. Haldong
sees.
Staring at the floor. Haunt. It's good with the connection, but no kills to be found on either side. Trailblazer, re-peek, refight. Jing. He's eager for it. Wants to draw blood. And fast to try and push them off.
Nice.
And away. Lovely spam onto the corner. They spotted him out. The star was just in time.
Oh iya, bertiga, santai, bertiga bisa ya, bertiga ya.
Though have the space that they've been hunting for this entire time. So what is the plan B? If you're not going to instantly pivot into an A hit, which is most of what we've seen when they've had lockdown and stuff on board, now that Kankan's dead and you don't have that entry player, what's plan B? You've won the map control battle at the cost of your star. They're looking to try and hide from the guiding light that's going to flash re-clear this area.
Yep. And then re-hit. I like it. It's a cheeky idea.
Yeah, except Divide doesn't even have one online.
In fact, he's watching mid because he lost control of that, so he's wondering about the flank. As they attempt to re-hit, I mean, it's going to be a slight moment if they're fast enough that Divide won't be there ready and waiting, but they are walking into two players.
Nightfall is going to be disastrous for Mindfreak, I think, who's just sat close on this corner. Mindfreak's got to dip inside the smoke here if he has a chance, I feel.
Using a horn first, over the top as well, blinded up, no one clears that corner, close! Spamming away, he's got the pistol back out ready for it, 12 seconds, this is a disaster for EDG.
Habis timeout langsung pede, anjir.
I mean, these rounds inherently have been so lopsided.
I did not think that the round was going to end like that, though. I mean, EDG are hitting with a Nightfall.
5 ulti.
Through, I mean, they paranoia the player close as well. How does Mindfreak find value in that spot? What is that from?
Itu apaan, Cok? Jing nembak apa, anjir, kena.
That's a brutal round. But exactly what Paperrex needed, coming straight out of their tactical timeout.
Asal tembak kena, Cok. Nggak jelas banget.
These things have been just on a knife's edge when it comes to the economy because
main mid, guys.
The rounds have been blowouts. We haven't had a close round.
It's been a weird game to watch and observe here. Jing wants to have a go of it, re-clearing. He can back out with that hold. Blinded himself! If he didn't do that, I would have spotted him. Haldong! Oh, he got a cheap haircut. He's still alive.
Look how much space EDG have taken in the meantime.
And they have, yeah. Sucked it all up there, straight down into mid. There's nothing watching them. Definitely have the guns here. Jing really wants to have another go at this.
Same thing again!
Same thing again. A lot of damage being done.
At least this time the flash came from Haldong and not from Jing.
Haldong is caught, though.
Look at the flank though, Brent. Look at all of this space that was gained through mid, back through waterfall, and Smoggy and Kang.
Yeah. Look at the map for them. Here's a pit. Cuts off away that A main choke. Nightfall being used with the Seekers. Can't quite follow them as well for any sort of easy kills.
Jelek banget guys posisinya guys.
They gotta know players could be pushed into these positions, but EDG are just holding the site. There's a lockdown.
Ayo ke lockdown lo, ayo ke lockdown lo, mau kemana lo?
There is some spots to play into. The pit won't be going down as a result of it. And yeah, catching onto Forsaken. And Entertainments doesn't look it. They are finding it hard to chew through. Yeah, this decision has to be made.
Ya saving anjing.
When the Vipers pits down in that scenario,
Jelek
really
banget dah.
just in the moment.
Apa saving anjir?
Yeah, what a great call. I mean, how Dong and nobody survived for so long getting pressured there over towards A main. They cause enough of a distraction for Kang and Smoggy to get all the way through mid, down through water, and flanking around onto the A players. I think Paperrex are going to have to make an adjustment there potentially and put Forsaken's alarm bot, you know, somewhere deeper towards mid if they want to play like this. Now that EDG have found that opening. But how
Itu banyak spot bolongnya anjir.
Ultimates invested in this round, where EDG didn't have the rifles compared to the prior, where they chose not to go for the Nightfall. Smoggy, one away from the lockdown. An awesome offensive tool to keep the momentum rolling for Edward Gaming.
Something baru kill 3 anjir.
All propped up. Chance being led for EDG. Keep this lead all the way through. This is such a naughty angle. Look at that! Oh my, I believe it was the tower.
Apaan tuh Jason anjir?
The other headshot.
Baiting us, but
Forsaken and Timmy both with the headshots.
Exactly, and it's disgusting that. I mean, really just know what to really do, but Kang, he's instantly there with a response once more. Doesn't want to back away.
A great answer. Now Mindfreak's going to get pushed here. He's sat on top of his own alarm bot, so it doesn't even do work for him. Watching.
Aduh, gak sabar main freak. Somethingnya nggak dapat mulu anjir. Ke A nggak dapat, ke B nggak dapat.
On the other side of the map here with the operator now aiming to retake. Does have the blade storm. Jing. Blaze is broken. Flash into the back, playing anti. Kang wins his. Still there though. Out into the open. Divide. That sightline. Excellent flash. Pushes them back and away, and it's not planted for these players. EDG have the white face this one.
Apa sih something dah? Kenapa sih?
It's a miss from something. Divide. He's left alone here, and no time really to do so. Great snake
Jelas
fight.
bocor something cok.
Even if Divide wanted to, he could not stand his ground there. Beautiful work.
Edward Gaming really starting to flex their muscles here. Both teams looking strong on the opponent's map pick after making a compositional change. I'm not convinced it's necessarily the comp though that's getting EDG across the line here, but I mean, they are hitting some nice shots. This one, of course, from the opposite side, but Kang goes down and just instantly entries and opens up B for them. All of the good work that Forsaken does at the start with the cheeky spots, kind of peeking through the turret's legs, undone in a moment. More A-main fights. It's like they're doing a drill.
Yeah, but this time it's Paperrex who just waited out, bait the util, and now they want to strike back almost immediately.
Udah low dia.
Forwards, it's catching, but there was a smoke in the way. Nobody didn't get blinded from that one. He's able to return the fire, bring down Jing.
Something's been healed back up. And in the meantime, Forsaken's watching mid, so that's a big difference compared to where he had his utility last time Paperrex decided to fight for a main. And you saw the lurk plays coming all the way through. He can pull back his alarm bot as Paperrex take a look over towards
Duh, minimal dapat 5 sini guys, harusnya guys.
Forsaken, a little bit of the freedom just to jump spot B long as well. So Paperrex have some pretty good information right now, but they must still be wondering where EDG are. The rest of EDG just kind of regrouping to eventually hit down towards what is the weaker site.
It's looking like a retake. Mindfreak does have the Cosmic Divide for this one, so not going to be hard pressed about it, but
the lockdown's just a great tool here, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it does allow Paperrex the chance, though, to get close and try to play potentially to deny this plan from going down. Or at least to play a very fast retake.
Oh, back into the corner here, they're spamming down all of it. Forsaken, though, is cleaned out towards backcourt. It's still a flank attempt by something. is right behind them now. Should be able to get a sight line onto one of the players. Yep, Smoggy caught to the corner, but he wants the players live. No, out to the side there, Chichu. He could receive it. 200 APM from something, really making sure that they are clearing.
Udah kejepit itu, udah kejepit. Nah, nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain, udah kejepit itu.
So yes, the lockdown, it did clear out a large portion of the site there, but it made it glaringly obvious with something already flanking that they could just, again, get a flank going as well, as soon as the plan starts happening.
It's also a bit of a time factor there too. Paperrex realized that it had to be a B hit because there's only 20 seconds left. They're able to rotate everyone over, even if the lockdown was
one enemy remaining.
Hidden story here that we haven't been talking too much about. Something kind of struggling to have impact in terms of his fragging potential. There's been a few moments at this point where
Oke, bisa guys.
Have a rifle, have Bladestorm, have some opportunity to have impact, and we really just haven't seen him stepping up in the same way that Kankan has.
Pim. Ayo Kangkang, bisa yuk Kangkang yuk. Bisa ngalah dikit lah Kangkang lah, 2-0 aja lah Kangkang. Biar kita bisa sarapan bubur dan tidur. Punya jersey Paperrex Brazil nggak ada.
Broken. Again, that flash reclearance. Kangkang way off the bat with the smoke here, but it is an attempt through art.
Nggak di repick cok masih ini.
Smokes are being laid down slowly, steadily. Jing fast, instantly there, and again that flash is so damn good. It's a connection and a refight. All confidence from them. The spike is dropped into the middle of nowhere. Pushing contact in through main. Kangkang, he's found a timing and an angle here. Util out in the hands. Flash. It's still good. Updraft though, there's no punish inside. Kangkang is still alive and kicking. Spam through.
Nice!
Connected. It's all
5 dapat kan? Nice. 5.
7-5 in the half. Damage control really for Paperrex. It's what it felt like on either side.
EDG menang 7-5 gara-gara pistol doang guys.
It certainly has been a strange half of Valorant. We've seen clashes all over the place. And Paperrex desperate to try and hold on with those final 2 rounds. Excellent round from Jing and Divide to find the value and close things out.
Any lip readers?
Enggak, Alek marah-marah mulu guys. Mampus lu dimarahin Alek lu.
With some of these rounds, but it's been fun. Anyone's game.
Anyone's game still. Very exciting.
Tenang aja marah, karena pasti ada alasan dia marah, Cok.
That's all interview.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Djaja from EDG.
Jingjogemo.
You guys have already qualified for the playoffs. So you're just
Jingjogemo, kocak banget si Jogemo, Cok.
It's a great experience. I love seeing it from the crowd. I love being part of the crowd, and I love seeing all the fans that are here. And I appreciate all you guys coming out today. So give it up for us.
Does it make you more excited for playoffs?
Oh, of course. I can't wait to see the next stage. I mean, even the next game that we have, like, it's still going to be a great crowd always. So.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Pilihan Valorant anjir.
Jing greater than less than Djaja. You're one of the best race players in the scene. Jing is as well. What does the sign mean? How do you rate him?
I mean, you got some crazy movement, but like, can I match his movement? Probably. So like, we'll see him in the next stage. So yeah, I can't wait.
Okay. He thinks he's up to snuff. Another player on Paperrex that people have been really excited for is probably one of the most long-awaited debutants. It's something. What have you made of his debut thus far?
It looks really good. Like, I still like him on Breach. Like, he's going crazy on Breach as well. And like, whenever he plays Jet, I know that he's gonna come out and play his game. But I want to see that matchup versus Demon 1 versus something for sure.
Yeah, so you're looking forward to playing Paperrex? That's your hope?
Yes, that's my hope for sure.
All right, well, this
Tuh,
game
dia
has
pengen
been close thus
lawan
far,
Paperrex, Cok, katanya, Cok.
looking good on the second map. Who do you think's taking this one?
I think EDG's taking it home.
All right, some belief in EDG. Guys, one more time for Djaja. Thanks so much. Let's get the second half underway.
I love that, honestly, as well. I mean, Jogamo
orangnya asik juga ya. Kayaknya di interview tuh kayak asik gitu.
Hey, I mean, one of these teams actually might not even end up making it out of groups.
Oke, something attacker nih.
Crazy prospect, but yeah, I mean, Group A is looking like the strongest group that we've got at this event, I have to say.
That's what makes
mereka pakai Omen, dia nggak bisa post plan, guys.
As much as, you know, this is the title game of Group A that everyone's been looking forward to, there's some danger too. Giants played an excellent match and Crew's been on a heater, though they did end up getting put down in their first game.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Don't think Jogamo took math class though. Don't think he had any clue what he was doing with the greater than.
Not too sure. I mean, I can see the timer ticking down as well. I'll have to get the halftime off the screen because we are heading straight back into the action.
Dia tim tertoksik yang ada di Valorant Champion, yang benar.
So what have EDG got cooked up with this composition on defense? Something and Kang looking like they might clash in art.
It's a turret to take contact here, even if Kang doesn't spot them, but he can hear them. That's why the dash is there, and the right click's doing enough for it. Paranoia actually.
Apa sih something nggak jelas banget, Cok. Drive picknya kayak aneh banget, guys, menurut gue, guys. Apa itu pick begitu, Cok? Lari-lari begitu, guys.
To try and collect something, and I love this call from Haldong. Gonna go and re-explore through A main, looking to try and catch the other half of this split.
It's really nice.
Not going to find anybody, but it's lovely information to work with.
Exactly, and you can even keep a player here if you choose, or you can just really commit to the flank. Spot it out, Divide, catches it.
Are they going to smoke the turret? I mean, the turret, I think, ended up getting broken.
Yeah, broken anyway. Divide in danger here, but there's only one player to meet him. It's him versus Kang. Divide was actually eager to take that fight, pushed forwards, past it. The reaction from Paperrex, already taped onto the side, trying to spam into the smokes, but again, TDG are so rapid on the approach here. They've got all the player advantage, and leave it up to just Forsaken. He can't do it.
Berantakan banget, sumpah, guys, anjir.
Great idea from EDG over in art.
It's the evidence, honestly, that international experience that EDG have got now, where they make these in-the-moment calls in the mid-rounding that are just pure excellence.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think their first set play, the little trap that they have, and the paranoia that's designed to allow
dikasih lagi 3 Kangkang, anjir.
Instead of actually go for more is lovely. But I don't understand exactly what Paperrex were doing with smoking the turret. They blew the smoke on turret. That wastes one that Mindfreak has available. He couldn't smoke off Flowers as a result, and they also didn't contact past him. Maybe a bit of communication error happening there in the pistol round on the audible. That can happen when you have 5 IGLs on the team. Or none. I can't exactly remember which it is.
It's kind of a mixture. I mean, Forsaken sometimes takes the lead, but it's a bit more spread out. Everybody contributes. Very based.
Are going all the way through.
Yeah.
Looking like a snake just making loops around mid.
No fear at all. You wouldn't think they're on the eco, but here we go. Fully grouped up now with 5. This paranoia is going to get incredible value. There it is. Contacts caught, near-sighted up, but already the weapons are good. SMGs. Beam them all down, bring them all down. Plant stuck, so a bit of extra money.
Nggak apa-apa.
No chance.
Dapat plan, guys.
EDG now leading. Quite a significant margin. All the guns are intact. The bonus.
Ngincer plan, dapat duit, lumayan dapat duit.
We certainly have.
Apa sih mapiknya malah kalah, Cok, dua mapiknya anjir.
Very interesting this second
half.
Kang
OP kan tuh, lihat tuh.
Kang picking up the bonus round operator as well. So the buy is going to be really interesting.
I love it when people do this, honestly. Jet players or whatever. Operate on a bonus round. I mean, you almost come to expect it, I think, if you're going up against Kang. You have to always be checking the money to see if you can buy it. But
for sure,
it can often catch people off guard.
It's fairly likely that you're going to be able to, save it if things go disastrously wrong at the beginning, or get a Blade Storm online if you do end up popping off. I think there's potential here.
No one meets him now.
Yeah, and they've actually left him the entirety of the A site. This is something that EDG have been doing a ton of recently, is stacking 4 players defensively on one side of the map and leaving the other just to Kang. Haldong's going to spot that out, though, and surely that brings nobody back.
Oh my, he's moving forwards here. He's trying to hold this down as well with the paranoia, but there's a smoke in his way. Something's there. Team at his back.
They've given so much space.
All there. Shot missed. Going wide here for Kang. Back up onto the angle, but again, has to respect it and back away from the util being used. Needs to go down, updraft. No one was watching a high ground position. Something though, looked himself forwards. Catches the 1 towards the back here. Nobody will fall. 2 versus 3. At some point you have to consider maybe saving or not. Smoggy already got the kill. Spotted out another player. Nana Swarm there. Flash. Excellent.
Nice. Nice flash. Nice flash.
Forsaken and Divide. Brilliant work from them.
Paperrex completely countering the idea there from EDG. There was certainly some danger still injected in there. You take a look at how they're able to entry, and it's only Haldong with barely a weapon, just trying to scramble away and hold a bit of space.
Untung flashnya kena, Cok.
Great close once again. Forsaken and Divide have just been electric at closing out these rounds. Mindfreak too, actually, the supporting cast of Paperrex.
Mati yang 3 worth it. Oke sih worth it sih guys. Mereka soalnya beli OP. Kalau beli OP worth it aja sih menurut gue.
Getting punished a little bit for buying the operator in the prior. He's only got a stinger here, 2 away from a Blade Storm. Meanwhile, something Has all the weaponry.
It might be about to gift them one, to be honest, as well. He's walking right into 3 players who take contact.
Nice.
Corner, nobody does. Here we go. It's instantaneous once more.
Aduh, apaan sih?
Adong had his back before eventually going down. Repositions now towards the back of the side.
What?
He wins that, really?
All down to something. If he gets a pick, you might see him pop the Bladestorm and go for this.
Jump spot. He's looking for it. Information. Something. Granted it, is he? Surely. Spotted. Dash forwards. Updraft. Overzealous.
Masih OP dia, Cok.
Wow, just gifted the operator right back, as I was saying at the beginning. But EDG, around in a microcosm, it's what I love about this team, honestly, is actually they do a lot of this, the bait and switch. Someone takes contact, more players just holding close, tight corners. As the trade starts to come in, they can...
Mereka ada Sky guys, ya bisa anjing padahal harusnya guys.
A lot of the time there, but Hamdong actually sprayed down 2 as well with the Phantom, which is excellent value. At the moment, this operator's getting passed around like the Christmas present nobody wants. You know, where you just re-gift it the year later.
I've never done that personally.
Of course you haven't. You wouldn't want to out yourself publicly as doing that.
I mean, I've never done that.
So this is damaging for Paperrex.
It is.
And it really feels like this is much more of a competitive map where EDG...
Banyak ngetro sih map ini tahu. Kenapa tuh jadi ngetro orang ini mapnya Paperrex padahal per mapnya dia banget guys.
But here, looking strong. And certainly, I think we're witnessing a bit of a jet differential, which is a weird thing to say. I thought we'd see a huge amount of value coming from something, but the moments, you know, where he's given an opportunity to do the impossible, it looks, you know, it gives it a good shot. But he's also just not finding the same level of consistent value that Kankan is.
Maybe feeling a bit rattled on the big stage.
Could be. Could be.
Aduh, miskin lagi guys.
Playing on the international stage. Why
Something cuman kill 7, Cok.
So disappointing, I think,
Lempem,
Cok.
Cok.
We didn't get to see full strength Paperrex, but elimination game, still a lot to play for, but we will need to see the step up.
He's got another opportunity right here as well, Bran. He's got a shorty and a Bladestorm. If there was anybody to be able to make this round winnable for Paperrex and stop the EDG momentum, it would be him.
Blinding. Very delayed. Sees paranoia over the top.
Something udah bau banget guys. Nggak kena gitu loh, padahal udah apa? First bulletnya biasa headshot loh dia.
That is very fortunate.
Oh, I mean, Chishu's just got the read that somebody's going to be tucking into that corner. He just spams through the smoke. Disgusting.
Yeah, now left to their own devices here.
Kankan doesn't realize Jing's in the corner.
Yeah,
hits it anyway.
Yeah, he'll hit it. I mean, yeah. Shouldn't be favored for it, but he hits it.
He just is, though, isn't he?
He is him.
Is it looking like EDG are going to be able to get up to 11 here? Pretty resounding lead on Pearl. Paperrex are struggling to make things happen. Nobody on EDG really playing around the middle of the map. You know, if Paperrex want to try and create picks using their Jet and Phoenix, sometimes that's going to be with plays like this through B-Link or Art. That's not really where EDG are fighting.
Chichu still was 2 snake bites as well. It's just delaying them. They know exactly where these players are. They made a ton of noise, the flashes. Connect. Out wide though. Got to hit these, and they do. Okay, pistols. Through with it. Maybe you earn yourself an upgrade, but the plan has to be stuck. What's wrong with that? That's a TP right behind them. How long? Trying to put the squeeze. Yep, buying it. A bit of time, a distraction plays. Mindfreak, no health to really do anything at all. With a knife. Single blade did it.
What a bold play by Haldong.
Something apa bau banget dah, Something. Biasa kagak pernah bau dia main di Pasifik kagak bau, di sini bau.
But I think a really nice crossfire setup.
Ayolah, Something lah. Reset lah.
Almost exactly holding the corner. So, oh, that is really nice shots though, landing by nobody. A player that had a very rough map 1. Like I said earlier, 5 and 15 on Fracture. 0 and 5 in first kill to first deaths. A far cry from what nobody was doing the last time we saw him on the big stage. But he's just having a very solid map 2 with a couple of big moments.
It's the round that matters though. Look at it. State of affairs with the ultimates. Paperrex, plenty of them to use and dish out now. They have to win it. Why is EDG going to be put back up to that point?
The flash did not catch onto Kang.
Nice.
Flicks down. Actually, okay, dashing straight into the box. Catching him out into the open. Nanoswarm's here, vulnerable up by Jing. Stun into the corner. Can't claim the kill, even with the ult. Get back. Pause gained. Playing on side is a risky business here. Nobody still has the Nightfall.
And they have massive ultimates to be able to close this out still.
Yeah, I would love to see a lockdown being used by Forsaken still, but
I
looks
think
like
it'd be a great idea.
Nightfall used.
He's not going for it.
God bless it. A bit prior as well. I'm going to be able to hear these sound cues. Still working into the back of halls, weaving in and out of these smokes. Something is standing it. No,
mati lagi something aco.
In the midst of all of this, and I think this lockdown might be a little bit too late. They've already gained access to it. Still, it's going to come down to an absolute spam battle.
Nice, Jason.
Predicted. There's no attempt to try and fight over this one.
Lah kan Jason overpick lagi. Ngapain ngepick coba? Dia tuh miskin ya.
Precisely when they needed it. Now there's definitely no time to win this one out. So, overwhelming force of the ultimates. That's really what grants Paperrex that win.
And honestly, also a perfect timing with the lockdown. As much as we were looking for it to come a little earlier, you know, Forsaken knows best. He pops down that lockdown, and Jing, instead of using his Phoenix Molly to, you know, have some kind of post-plant utility, he throws it down to stop them contesting the lockdown. It goes inside the Omen smoke. And look at that. How are you going to get through?
Good luck.
Not happening. So Paperrex pick one up.
Ini si Kakang udah sering miss ini guys, padahal guys. Masih bisa kill 20 loh dia anjir.
Here's another big clash. On B, Paperrex looking like they want to set up just for a Cosmic Divide hit onto the B site. ADG are going to challenge it with a bit of a trap play actually.
So C's being used as soon as the flash is sent flying off to the side here. Caught out in the open behind the screens. Fight one. How long? Falling. You give this up? The answer is yes. But nobody just left out to dry. He doesn't have an escape mechanism.
Nice.
Feels like he has to do something in that instance when they've lost so many players.
Belum 12 cok, masih bisa cok.
Great idea from EDG, and they're still going to be able to pick up Jing and make potentially a goal with this.
Heal nggak sih? Kok nggak heal sih? Jason low loh. Oh dana.
Smoggy can still prod potentially because it's only Chishu that wouldn't be able to buy.
I would like to see Smoggy prod. He's one away from the ult.
Yeah, potentially that could be a great decision there for EDG, but they're just going to maximize the weaponry instead.
Here.
I actually really like the idea from EDG too. They have, you know, if Paperrex decide to use a Cloudburst or a Recall Star to try and cross over towards B, there was a seize for anybody that would be walking through the smoke, a paranoia for them to try and...
Itu bisa apa sih guys? Itu bisa apa sih guys? Yang dipakai sama si Jason nih?
We see big results from
bisa apa sih guys yang dipakai sama Jason cok?
Great counter utility being thrown towards
bisa apa guys? Gue baru lihat guys bisa itu guys.
Barrel forwards. They even managed to save that Cosmic Divide, so it's usable for the next round. And at this point, Paperrex are having great success on B.
Kipas nggak di-upgrade? Oh.
Look how nice that is, though. You have Trailblazer into a pull, into a Nanoswarm.
Yeah.
The on-the-fly utility that Paperrex throws, it feels like set plays, even when they're just cooking it up on the fly. They're so well coordinated with the micro.
I mean, it's going to go B again. At the barrier, 4-1 split. Forsaken's job to watch mid here. Nobody needs to get out alive. It's really quite critical. He's playing close to the pillar though. How does he escape this flash in his face? This is such a weird position to play. I mean, he's really got no way to get out, and yeah, he's brought down.
That is not the most intelligent play that we've seen nobody go for, and he is a player that likes to go high risk, high reward, but he's got no exit strategy there at all.
Really strange. Cosmic Divide to be used. Drop down. Load up the site once more. Paranoia, it's fast. EDG, look at the fight towards the backside of Halls. Flash in their face from Jing up top onto the box. Needs to be watched for. Space wasn't given up. Jing just walking up on.
Udah Jing, nggak ada perlu lo Jing.
This game he is playing.
Reload dulu Jing.
Tap onto it. Kang with the dash back towards Halls here. What is the play here for EDG? Smokes. It's more. Going to be used to split this one up. A tap onto the plan as well. See if they can make EDG overstep themselves, but they're all reloading! And it's prime for the taking!
Nggak tuh bro. Tiba-tiba anjing.
Jing with the Phoenix Ace. Ult online, tactical timeout instantly. Hit the red button. There's problems here, starting from the very beginning with the way that nobody was positioned.
That's so smart. And Jing,
timingnya gila, timingnya pas banget guys, timingnya.
I think about 3 or 4 times during the midst of this, and it forces them to spam all.
Santai banget, tahan dulu, tahan, baru masuk guys. Ditahan cok, nahan mereka kan nge-spam ya, mereka nge-spam.
These teams faced in Tokyo, EDG probably favored. Paperrex were playing with a substitute. EDG looked like they were going on a run. They'd already taken down Loud, playing here for a top 4 finish, and they let slip an 11-4 lead. It just slipped through their fingers. They couldn't hold on to it. They couldn't close out, and they ended up losing the series 2-1 in heartbreaking fashion. This is not the same size of a lead, but they were up 11-6, and now it's within 2. EDG are so close. They're within touching distance.
Nggak ada Kaosnya bak ada.
They just need to find 2 more ideas that work, and we would be there. Potentially seeing a Raze Reyna play.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Bind would be so fascinating between these 2 squads. And instead, I mean, look, Paperrex are massively favored to win this round as well and get the score back to 10-11.
Shotgun lagi nih bro, ini shotgun bro. Shotgun kakak lagi guys.
It's all over the place. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to afford to buy this one, but I mean, I guess the loser's bonus is kicking in at this point.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, unless nobody literally buys not a
Jason!
Nano Swarm up top there. Lovely.
Si Jason ini kebiasaan Jason nih anjing.
Then broke, don't fix it, so...
Nano Giant.
Nano Swarm the alarm bot. It's in the usual spot. That Molly lands, so Chichu can't fight this one. Flash with the Trailblazers. It's all coordinated together towards the back though. There's a judge waiting for them. Do they dare step? Do they dare venture? Kang falls. It's Paperrex in control. Lovely response. Ready for it. And something.
Ini baru something.
Here I stand. He screams it at them.
What a vintage something play. He loves going for stuff like that. The shorty.
Ini baru cok dari tadi, kenapa kayak begitu?
I was asking for a moment like that because it feels like he's found it a little tough to get the value. Sure, this one a little bit of an anti-eco kind of situation.
Pusing gak tuh anjing? Pusing gak lo di des ke belakang cok? Pusing gak lo di des ke belakang cok?
Something he needed that, I think, for confidence. Gonna back into it. He's not even yet in terms of the kills, but he's the playmaker he can be.
This round is everything for EDG.
Gak mungkin dong dimasukin dong. Gak mungkin dimasukin dong.
Lockdown B right from the start.
I actually quite like this pit as well. It cuts off the common angle where you want to use your lockdown. So Forsaken's got this one, but they have to clear out the pit if they want to use it. Makes it so difficult for them to just hit B.
Gak mungkin dimasukin dong anjing.
Woi. Lovely from Forsaken. You wouldn't believe that he's only just become a second player. And in fact, they're using the lockdown just to clear the Viper from the pit, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean.
No, they've decided better of it. Someone with the counter core.
Seems like a low value play, but let's head him back over here now. Okay, does want to go for it.
I feel like that's a pretty reasonable idea, to be honest. Countered instantly.
Yeah. I want to really take the space up. Jing is getting brutalized. Burnt to a crisp there. Tons of utility. Just meant for the ult. So lockdowns exchange.
Nice!
Kang. He falls. 2 players detained. I mean, there needs to be a defense here. Definitely players watching his back. Something touched.
Nice! Nice bit!
Chichu was baited into it. Thought he was alone. Not quite. What an insane play to make in the moment here. Dog forwards. Smoggy spotted. And again, he's being approached from every conceivable angle. He cannot do it. Not alone. Nobody in Howdong. At this point, was forced to just save here. But
Nice!
It's going to be 11-11.
It's an absolute disaster.
Nice, flawless.
Not even able to save a single weapon into it. Sure, the score is tied, but that's not the way that this map is currently going. It's 5 in a row for Paperrex. And an economy
nice bet, sumpah itu sih guys, nggak bohong.
Oh, sorry. Heading into the next round.
Nice bet sih itu, cok.
Regular time.
Ini di unicorn, guys.
Yeah, the money situation is weird. EDG losing their grip, really. Flashbacks to the fashion of which they lost the last time these 2 teams played. Josh, you were talking about it, the story of it.
Yeah, I mean, that one was utterly brutal. They just couldn't put together any attacking rounds on Fracture. We've already seen Fracture. It's gone. It's in the past. Out of their minds. And EDG would have been feeling so confident earlier on. You know, beginning of the second half, They got together a nice half, 7-5, got up to 9-5. Sure, they lose the bonus, but that's to be expected. They're rattling forwards, in control on Pearl. 5 rounds later.
Miskin nggak EDG bisa beli nih. Kayaknya EDG bisa beli deh guys. Kayaknya EDG bisa beli deh. Feeling gue EDG bisa beli nih guys.
EDG's economy is in such a rough spot right now. They're in a weird position where most of the
bisa beli half armor kayak bisa.
But Shishu doesn't have enough money. So the question becomes, do you force up here with 4 rifles?
So difficult.
And play for it all, knowing that your buy is going to be broken in the final round.
Oh, force buy ya, half buy. Nggak ada ulti lagi. Davai ada mau ulti, Davai punya ulti guys.
I think what's the call?
Davai ngambil off punya ulti guys ya. Jing masih jauh.
At least you'll get something together the next round. You want to try and get yourself up to 12.
It's all in. We're right back into it.
But this is so tough for Chishu.
Smoggy.
Ambil Fi.
Catching. First sign of utility, immediately respects it by backing away here. Still has nanoswarms again, but they're placed. Just a single nanoswarm actually breaks the alarm bot. Still 2 remaining. One to the site, deading them now. The wall to cut across, but the site has been given up in its entirety. Alarm bot, Divide, tapping. Now sticking for the plan. It's going to be this scenario for EDG. Going to have to try and play this one into the retake. Without the weapon, Kang has everything to do. Into the corner, dashes there, here's the footsteps, beautiful kill.
Lag banget jaga flanknya begitu anjir.
Forcing out the util. Rest of his team fighting for it, but they can take the flank and they bring them all down. 2 left standing once more. Can Chichu even find a rifle in the midst of all of this? They haven't even got the pull out. Paperrex, so many layers, not even using it actually.
I mean, Mindfreak's dead at the moment, Brent.
This is my grip on reality here.
Oh, Jason, cok.
It's 12 to 11.
Miskin cok, mereka miskin cok. Mereka miskin.
Yeah. And one of the most critical kills in that round is something, winning the Jet head-to-head on the flank to stop the threat that is Kang. Kang playing the defensive side Jet, got up to 20 kills quite a while ago, and since then has only really been able to put 1 on the board. Created a threat, but the rest of the team just couldn't capitalize. Paperrex, 6 in a row.
Jesselyn, mana nih pacarmu nih? Jesselyn, pacarmu nih.
Are on match point. EDG with a horrendous buy as Paperrex continue to just hammer it home into B over and over again.
There needs to be an answer, something to push them back. So many players out in the open. It's something plucked out of the sky. Jing close to the corner. Can't get a clean fight whatsoever here. Still, there needs to be a fight being taken by them. Forsaken.
Ya elah.
Last one left here, but this is EDG with everything to play for. Spikes there, swinging.
Aduh.
Kang.
Ngecok nih, ngecok.
Brings it to OT.
After 6 in a row.
Si Something ini guys, apa? Si Something nafsu banget anjing lah, dan Something nafsu banget kan. Terbang. Kelamaan tuh terbang, gue lihat.
The players defending, taking duels down B long. A ridiculous aim duel. So overtime it is. Who does this favor? Forsaken's picked up an Odin defending over towards B. I don't know what kind of areas he's thinking of.
4 anjing. Oh seru nih guys.
Do you remember these clashes in A main, Brent? We've seen them so many times on EDG's attack half. Here it comes.
Resulting in a coin flip almost. TP past the box. Paperrex, they've been favored when they wait out this util and then they re-hit it afterwards. They're doing the exact same again. EDG, they need to be a bit better for this one. He was not blinded up back.
Aduh, apa sih 2 orang dah?
At least the spray down.
All 5 players from Paperrex grouped up
fully
here.
Grouped up, fully rotated. They want to make another go of this one, fighting into it. They all topple.
Apa sih?
No one can withstand it. That's how the round ends, but EDG find themselves at that point.
Can they hold on? Can they close out? They haven't had a map point at any point, but they were at 11 for so long. The players just woke up here towards the end. The individuals were popping in those moments. They just took duels and won them. This has been the key in the last 2 rounds. Round 24 and 25 have been won by EDG taking fights and hitting heads. We've seen a lot of, you know, the map control plays and the dancing around and using utility and ultimates, sure. But also, when push comes to shove.
Aduh, kenapa sih tipis-tipis begini, guys?
Also, minor adaptations in terms of how they want to play it.
Pasif. Pasif nih guys, kena pasif nih, gue kena pasif guys.
Come back in with their own wave of it to try and fight back. And that power right there, I mean, how long saved this paranoia? He waited for them to use the dog, waited for them to flash.
Kena pasif gue guys, kena pasif.
Flying, refighting again. It's these just little changes, the adjustments over these rounds and how these fights are being taken. It feels like brute force, and in most instances is, but there is the adjustments occurring.
When the defenders have 5 players stacked in A main, ignoring all the rest of the map, and the attackers continued to barrel through when the Killjoy's dead. It feels like blinker vision a little. Kankan picks up an operator though, heading into this to try and close things out for EDG and send us to bind.
Yep, he's watching B.
That's where the spike is.
It's gonna
be a smoke in his face most likely, or at least a wall, something to block off this angle. Flash. The record smoke. Kang now. He's left wondering if they have crossed. We know differently, of course.
Haodong's got a paranoia.
Yeah, it's off the alarm bot through double doors, but
presumably he's also going to pull off as soon as the turret takes contact. And in fact, after 20 seconds pass, he decides to just drift over there anyway.
There it is. Does he let it rip? Does he let it loose? Turret's already broken, grouped up. Paperrex almost in their entirety here, split up. They've taken A main control. Paranoia, reclearance, fight. Something was out of position for it, but he still loses that one.
Nice.
Remain. It's struck.
Nice.
Paperrex. They pick their timings. They pick it well.
They collapse the trap back on top of EDG. And this is almost certainly going to another round of OT unless Kankan can pull out the impossible.
Last cannon. No armor, just the operator. One smoke. Too many angles to watch, and look at that. I mean, they are not letting them get away with anything.
Not a chance.
Check him PC. Check him PC.
It's a great
check him PC
to avoid that trap from coming through. I mean, something's the first death, but he's also playing anti-flash, ready to swing. And the rest
Top G dapat 2 loh, cok.
To stop the second wave of the push coming through, and the reaction from the A main players is instant and excellent.
Reset. Something yang OP sekarang guys.
Back and forth.
Tapi B-nya di hit nih. Wah, Jason ke-hit nih, Jason nih. Aduh, B-nya ke-hit, cok. Something jangan OP, something jangan OP, something. Something bau.
It's not for a fight on the extremity to begin. Forsaken hasn't even used his turret or alarm bot yet. He's waiting to deploy them in case EDG just run to A.
Run to A, or even just use utility to clear it. Maybe just waiting to see if there was a
something
snake bite or an swarm pulled out of them, which there wasn't. EDG still have all of them intact. Mid control gained. Here's the change in pace.
Manfred jangan mati Manfred nih.
We haven't seen mid explore too much. EDG only prodding with 2 players. And it feels like both
something harus dapat satu sih.
Scared of any chance of trap plays.
Does this Prowler catch? It does not, and something's got a chance.
Back on the line. Here we go! Adjustment!
Nice!
Micro aim! Jing's there. Immediately to push them back away from R. This is EDG into the side flash. Out wide.
Nice.
Climbing a little bit too long.
One more.
But Paperrex finish it. It's the duelist players with something at Jing that closed the door on EDG in that round. Excellent play by something over in A main, and Jing picked his timing to try and fight towards Art beautifully too. Usually it's the rest of the squad that is setting these guys up for success.
Gila flashnya si Jing bagus banget, guys.
To take the fights themselves. There was 3 players dropped before you could even blink. Forsaken's shaking with the anticipation of being able to put this team away. What a comeback this would be. Paperrex. They have a match point to work with.
Look at this timeline, man. String of rounds.
Kena.
One more round will do it. Once more bringing it back away from EDG. It's heartbreak for them. Paperrex love to sail the way to that 2-0. This is the beginning of it. Turret's broken. Dash forwards from something really now. These anchoring players are going to have the most to do. It's Chichu and Smoggy. Here the util being used. They know they've lost control of mid at the same time. It's forced rotations away, but it's just slowed down a tad, and now you're going to see it sped up once more. Smoke drop down to try and get them in. Smokey into the back of Horse. Him and Chichu have finally done it. Time has been purchased and bought. Forsaken.
Tuh, jelek banget. Satu lagi loh.
Does have the spike and lots of time, yet chooses to take the fight anyway.
Lagi
It's
loh.
watched for 14. Said it was those anchoring players, Josh. They had the most to do and they did it.
What a step up. Feels like both of these teams are just trying to get into position for large execs onto sites at this point. Going for a bit of a contact play and then deciding to burst through. Awesome fights from Smoggy there. And now, situation reset. You can see what it means on both sides. EDG fighting for survival here. Not an elimination match, but survival in the match itself to head over to buy. We have an operator on both sides, and both jets are heading towards each other.
Similar scenes, Prowler catching.
Something there is just waiting for somebody to peek off the back of the Prowler. That's why he takes it full to the face.
Just waiting though, retreated towards the back of the site. Paperrex are looking into mid. It's a recleanse with a flash. That is risky from Jing. Lots of positions where you can play anti-flash. And EDG, look at this mid-round response. Contacting up and re-clearing. They hit the head straight through the wall. Jing is weakened. Molly at his feet. Another flash as well as the second one used here, and he is in a bit of danger. There's a pull. Used to support him. At the feet, nobody can really scale.
Penting harus dapat satu sih.
Kang now still with a dash, hits the lamppost. Whoa. There, clearing the way over the top.
Nice!
Not missing well. Shots. The bullet's not
Nice!
hitting. Paperrex in a commanding control.
Belajar shorty sama something ya. Yang mau belajar shorty sama something ya. Gila si something shorty-nya ngeri banget ya Gizi.
Both teams realizing that the other is going to be one-dimensional in these moments when the pressure is the highest and everyone from Paperrex collapses. It is
Ternyata dua-duanya nge-whiff guys. Dua-duanya nge-whiff guys. Dua-duanya nge-whiff guys.
Now once again heading into the next, both jets are going to have rifles again.
Kocak Dava sama Kangkang dua-duanya nge-whiff guys.
Hammering B hits home time and again.
Play slow nggak sih? Ke A nggak sih? Ke A nggak sih? Aduh anjing, B-nya udah 3 guys.
Puts all the pressure on the shoulders of Howdong. This time Kang joins him. Outside Smoggy.
Howdong's holding another paranoia. He uses it early.
He doesn't cross. They know his position's there. He has to TP to get out of here. They're going to use Util to clear him.
Wah, apaan sih something? Something apain dah?
Out, Smoggy. He shuts that down. One avenue not watched for, but still the wall allows them to cross. Stun is there. Out in the open.
Nice!
Paperrex.
Nice!
It's all Forsaken. He's earned himself the lockdown. This is disastrous.
The anchoring
brilliant, man.
The anchoring players are struggling so much to be able to capitalize.
Something apaan dah begitu cok jump picknya?
They just got stuck inside the site. Forsaken's about to drop 30 and close this out for Paperrex. Jing wants to fight.
Dude, Jing!
Chichu's blinded. Still hits it. Still brings him down. 2 versus 2. Position's got to be known. Sees no connection. Spam through, but
nice!
So damn good.
Yes!
And Paperrex completing the run back. They're making playoffs in a 2-0 fashion.
Halo? Katanya Kangkang mau membuktikan nggak kalah sampai 3 kali. Kalah 3 kali ya? Oh iya. Iya Kangkang, iya deh, belajar lagi ya dek. Iya katanya sih nggak mau, katanya sih pepatah bilang nggak mungkin kalah 3 kali dalam budaya ya, tapi kayak harus belajar lagi ya deh ya. Ya. 2-3 kali kalah berarti ya. Oke, ya Kangkang belajar lagi ya. Nanti Om Rio ajarin cara tambah cupu gimana. Soalnya aku cupu ya, aku ajarin nanti ya. Oke. Ya, siap. Ya.
A candidate for being able to go deep and maybe contest for the trophy.
Definitely found his confidence in his footing in a sense.
Kurang-kurangin stiker lu.
Full congratulations to Paperrex. I think
aduh guys, GG juga cok. GG cok. Gila gue seneng banget cok anjir sumpah. 2-0 sih. Emang berarti ini dong improvement dong guys. dari yang cuman yang 2-1 jadi 2-0 berarti sebenarnya makin gila pakai something. Walaupun somethingnya nggak nyala loh. Somethingnya nyalanya nggak terlalu sih nggak yang ngeri banget.
A player steps up Forsaken in that moment with the 3K to be able to close things.
Tapi kita harus respect guys, respect Kangkang guys, udah berusaha. Kangkang kill, King Kangkang 2 map killnya kayaknya nggak lihat guys skill berapa dia. 2 map Kangkang killnya ngeri-ngeri loh cuy. Kita respect cok, respect sama Kangkang cok. Dia 2 killnya bisa aja JJ ya.
Sure, some of these rounds were super all in.
Bisa aja JJ. Enak juga jadi pro player guys. Enak juga ya. Tahu aja yang bagus.
Certainly refining their game at all times.
I think major respect. 2-0 finish. Does look clean as they earn their spot in the playoffs. EDG as well, of course, the journey's not over yet.
Mau juga ya bang, iya keren juga ya.
Another chance to
fight back
in their spot in the playoffs as well.
Their journey's not over, but this group is still tough.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Whoever wins a game between Crew and Giants is gonna be coming out swinging.
Guys. Kangkang respect. Tapi gue respect banget sama Kangkang cok. Tapi Jing, untung di saat something nggak perform banget, Jing Forsaken panas banget guys. Ya nggak sih.
It might end up being EDG that have kind of learned how Giants.
Ya nggak sih. Jason kill hampir 30 juga. Lihat si Jing gila, impactful killnya si Jing gila, impactful killnya si Jing sama flashnya Jing.
Even more dangerous. This match could haunt EDG. The fact that they weren't able to take things to Bind. Frankly, I feel robbed as well. I was hoping that we would get to see.
Bind would have been brilliant.
Makanya itu enaknya tim yang 5 man-nya bisa panas banget itu, terus panasnya kadang-kadang ganti-gantian tuh enak banget itu guys, itu sih. Si Mindfreak map pertama, map keduanya agak ini sih agak nggak sekuat map pertama, cuman ya tetap. Cuman nanti harusnya something sih gacor so somethingnya nggak gacor cok. Dava juga tiap round dia, Dava juga sih. Makanya banyak semua, Cok. Lihat interviewnya Bang. Ya oke, interview guys.
Just making sure they didn't waste all their util. I mean, you saw the adjustments over the course of that second map. It wasn't all just brute force.
Brutal sign there too.
Yeah.
But kind of true on map 1 at least.
Nanti semuanya nyala terus. Nah, kita berharap bisa kayak gitu guys, Paperrex guys, yang 5 orangnya nyala, Cok.
They rated themselves a 5 out of 10 in the game against Giants. We'll hear from them again in the press conference, but all smiles on the side of Paperrex, I am sure. Yeah, making it through as a top seed.
A well-earned spot from them. Again, raring to go to see them in the playoffs, man. I mean, I don't know how many days it is until they play again, but they are so exciting to watch.
It can't come quickly enough, can it? Any match.
Gila itu flashnya si Jing, anjir, lihat guys flashnya Jing. Itu kayak flashnya Dava deh, bukan flashnya Jing, itu flashnya Dava kayak deh. Ya nggak sih? Saya lama guys, lama banget itu matanya terangnya. Itu flashnya Dava, Cok. Anjay Ilya. Dava itu bukan Jing, tuh jauh banget soalnya nggak mungkin si Jing itu. Jing deket kan biasa flashnya.
I mean, actually it's feeling for me great because they can win actually without me, so it's very good, I think.
Yeah, it was a great placement for them. But now you're here and you get the opportunity to play with your team. And I wanted to ask you as well, with how much anticipation was surrounding your debut? Everyone was so excited to watch you play on stage. Did that add more pressure, or do you feel like that fueled you to play better?
I mean, of course, if a lot of pressure, it's meaning you must be playing more better. But for example, now in this match, I'm not nervous, just someone like you, and yeah, that's it. I'm not nervous at all.
Besok main lagi nggak Bang?
Even though in front of this crowd and everything.
Besok main lah.
Yeah, feel confident.
Yeah, what's going through your head in the moments where you pull off clutches, like you did on Pearl here, where you're killing 3 people with an updrafting? Are you like thinking ahead as to where the next person is, or what's going through your mind? Is it just natural?
I don't know, nothing, just kill all, you know?
You don't think?
Giving, yeah. Just do.
No think, just do. Yeah. That's a good mentality to have. Love that. All right, you were not only, people were excited to see you play, but also to see you versus Kong Kong, another one of the most exciting duelists we have in VCT. What was it like matching up against it?
I mean, actually, he playing very well in this match, so it's meaning maybe Jet diff. Yes, that's it.
A Jet diff?
Jet diff, yeah.
Okay.
Confirm.
All right, low confidence for you. But last question, you guys have made it to playoffs. Last time, Paperrex. How do you think you guys are going to do this event, and who do you want to play?
To be honest, I want to play versus...
Jet diff dia bilang, oh dia ngaku cok.
Yep.
All right.
The top 1, top 3 will be good.
Top 1, top 3, something like that.
Yep.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you in that final position. Congratulations on playoffs. Something. One more time, guys, for Something and Paperrex.
Give me Paperrex versus Fanatics right now. Just give it to me.
Who do you want to win?
Ekspektasi Kangkang lawan Something, realita Kangkang lawan Jason.
Two teams you mentioned, Paperrex or Fnatic. Who do you want to win?
I've been a paper girl for a very, very long time, Tom. So
you hear that, Boaster?
Turn up in the jersey?
There is a bit of an IGL diff. I think 5 is always better than 1. So
that's true.
I'm down for the Paperrex.
They should just do the final as a dance-off. That should be how it ends. I don't want to see them fight.
I think Fnatic will win if it was
I don't know, for taking us some moves.
But yeah, let's talk about Paperrex because that was just beautiful from them. I think a lot of people thought maybe EDG were going to close it out when they were 11-6 up, but Tom, the B hit over and over.
Face Sentinel nyasar, iya kan namanya di ENA cok.
Versatile looks in towards this B side. Like the fact is they had openers that were almost just off raw individual brilliance. They had it based off cool utility setups, even a nano swarm in the sky one time for distraction as well. But the fact is they were so difficult to play against.
Guys yang mau kerja, yang mau sekolah silakan ya guys ya. Yang mau kerja, mau sekolah silakan teman-teman semua. Terima kasih sudah menonton dan mendukung Paperrex dari tim yang belum jadi apa-apa sampai sekarang sebesar ini teman-teman. Tetap dukung Paperrex karena masih banyak perjalanan yang akan dilalui. Masih panjang teman-teman ya, masih bertahun-tahun akan terus bermain di dunia Valorant ini teman-teman ya. Mau pergantian roster nantinya mungkin 5 tahun lagi yang main history kita nggak tahu. Oke teman-teman, thank you banget guys, istirahat semua, jangan lupa jaga kesehatan. Thank you Norris, Musa, Zen, Romario, thank you Apaya, thank you Sadewo, Arwa, thank you Opal, Yan, Gentong, Kelana, Biwa, Yas, Hinode, thank you teman-teman semua ya. Thank you bro, Umer, thank you, Tirta, Angga, Farel, Evan, terima kasih. Neptune, Snorli, Aris Fernanda, Bangkli, Ark Gamer, Jovan Dieska, Irsyad, Muhammad Tua, Elang, Neman, Wilda Lufti, dan Mompu. Thank you teman-teman ya, sampai jumpa. See you ya, bye-bye. Aku kirim dulu guys ya ke orang lain yang lagi live ya. Mungkin ada yang live lagi kali. Pagi-pagi gini live guys. Yang nggak watch party dan live, siapa guys? Anjing Barracuda lagi main RPG cok.